Think about how far we have come. It was 1901 when Marconi sent that first transatlantic signal from Signal Hill. He is a seasoned curling traveler. We've seen him in Newfoundland and Labrador colors. We've seen him representing Prince Edward Island. This season, he's donned the green and white of Saskatchewan. Here in St. John's, Adam Casey is making a 6th straight Brier appearance for his 3rd different province. Today, Casey and his crew meet another Brier veteran in Jamie Cooey. Northwest Territories against Saskatchewan. Draw 4, the Tim Hortons Brier is next. Great to be here in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador for this year's Tim Hortons Brier. This morning it was draw 3, Sunday morning coming down at the Mile 1 Center. And the featured game was Newfoundland and Labrador against Manitoba as they play in the 8th. And Mike McEwen, whose team this year got off to a slow start on the tour, has really picked it up since around Christmas. Watch this. In 8. And that will score him 3 as he goes on to win it. Make the final 8-4. And that hands Newfoundland and Labrador, Brad Gouju, their first loss. Ontario's a winner over British Columbia. Jim Cotter curling just 68% for BC. Team Canada wins a 2nd, and Saskatchewan got 3 in the 1st and 3 in the 9 to win 11-5 over Alberta. Now, as we take a look at these standings, keep in mind a year ago in Ottawa, 4 teams got through. The most losses was 3. So if you're BC and Alberta after just 2 games, you're already at 2 losses, thinking about what 3 might get you in this year's Brier. As on this Sunday we say hello Canada and welcome back to St. John. Cheryl Russ alongside. It is the Territories against Prince Edward Island. And when you talk about the Territories, we know that Jamie Cooey's a good player. He's been to the playoffs once before. The problem is, as we see so often, it's just getting those reps in.
It is. That's it. It's that simple. It's predictable. It really is. There seems to be a first half Jamie Cooey, a second half Jamie Cooey. The second half Jamie Cooey can play with any of these teams, but it just doesn't work that way. You got to play all 11. They have to start a little quicker. We need a second half Jamie Cooey for them to have a chance against Saskatchewan.
Isn't it interesting that Saskatchewan has to go out of their province to find a skip, and they go to, no disrespect, Prince Edward Island and Adam Casey, but he has brought confidence and experience.
Well, and both are so important, but the confidence especially. He was able to sit down with his team after that loss versus Manitoba. They played 89% and say, hey, you guys don't worry about it. We'll convert, it will come. And it did. They came out and played 88% versus Alberta and translated that level to points on the board.
And Saskatchewan know as well that next year's Tim Hortons Brier will also be in Regina.
I got a call from Sean in the spring after my team sort of disbanded, said they were looking for a guy, and I was like, who the hell is Sean Meacham? I had to Google them. I did some research and I saw they had a better season than we did, so I thought, wow, they must be pretty good. And then from there we kind of added Dustin, and I was like, you know what, this feels like the right fit.
Everything's going to have to go right. I mean, we're going to have to peak and play our best, and we're going to have to push a lot of teams, and we're going to have to get a lot of breaks. So you're going to have to have luck on your side, but you're going to have to take care of your own business as well.
The 2017 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada. The 2017 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford of Canada, proud partner with Curling Canada for 22 years. By World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. And by Scotties Sponge Towels, Purex and Cashmere, proud sponsors of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts for over 35 years.
4 sheets of ice in play here at the Mile 1 Center. Our featured game is on sheet A. There's Alberta. 2 losses already, trying to bounce back against Jamie Murphy out of Halifax, who came through the pre-qualifier. British Columbia, John Morris, got to get it going. New Brunswick and Quebec against Northern Ontario. So it's the Territories against Saskatchewan. Time to meet the teams now. It's brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Hi, I'm Jamie Cooley, skip with Team Northwest Territories. Our lead is Robert Borden. Our second is Brad Churakowski. Our third is Chris Shilley. And we curl out of the Yellowknife Curling Center.
Hi, I'm Adam Casey, skip at Team Saskatchewan. My lead is Dustin Kidby. Our second is Sean Meacham. Our third is Caitlin Schneider. And we curl out of the Highland Curling Club in Regina.
And it is Saskatchewan that has won the trot of the button, so they will have the last rock in the first end playing the Yellowstones. Boy, where did that come from? Wow. You're saying it may have come from Adam Casey in one of his slides. So it means that, pardon me, I'm sorry, it means that Jamie Cooey will throw first and play the Redstones as we get it underway with the Territories lead, Robert Borden.
Must have been something under his slider for that kind of a scratch.
One of the odd things here is many provinces don't allow anymore studded tires. So not that I'm saying that a studded tire car went out there. That's not the point. But you have to be in the far north. You have to be in far north Ontario to have the studded tires. But they do allow them here in St. John's, in the city, and those parts of the province. Does this gentleman look a little familiar?
He does.
He does. And the reason, of course, he is Ben Hebert's cousin, Dustin Kidby.
Ian? It'll be okay. It's maybe okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay. Line's real good. Still there. Okay.
Plays lead and throws the out turn. I'd like it is Ben Hebert.
It's a family trait, isn't it?
I thought there might have been something that was me. It's under my slider.
So just that first play from Adam Casey, Russ. I mean, that first stone is top 8 foot from the Territories, and he elects to put up a corner. What does that tell you?
Tells you Adam Casey is ready to dance. He's confident. His team played well this morning. They've got over that first game jitters, and they think, they're not sure, but they think they're maybe the better team here. So the best thing you can do is go at them right away. You won the draw to the button. Adam put it dead on the pin. So they're confident. So they're going to go very aggressive here.
And there you go. So they can't, the Territory, Cheryl, cover their stone, and now leaves the possible hit and roll behind cover.
And there he does. You know, and I think the advantage, too, is that Casey's coming off playing the game this morning. So he was used to the ice. He got to feel what the speed was like. Territories hasn't played since yesterday, and the ice changed a little bit. You heard the players talking in this morning's draw that they felt like it was a little faster on the one sheet.
And not quite in behind. Let's take a look at the keys to the game now, and we'll start with the Territories.
Well, because of this type of start, Adam winning hammer, Adam being aggressive, it's all about weathering the storm for this team from up north. They have to be sharp earlier. They could give up some points they'll never recover. And when you're not playing as many games as a lot of the other teams, you have to communicate. So keep on talking out here, the front end. Talk about the pass, talk about the rocks. They've got to get sharp in a hurry, this team.
And that storm would be a northwester for the Territories.
Then you need studded tires, and it's a mess.
It is a mess. And gets a little tick and now pushes it further in behind. The keys for Saskatchewan.
Well, you know, Saskatchewan, the only thing I looked at their numbers when they came in, and they're 24% of the time when they have hammer, they're allowing steals, one of the highest teams here. So protect a little bit when you don't have hammer, maybe use that Saskatchewan defense. And then with Catlin being his first Brier here, it's obvious that he has no rookie jitters. He comes in at 96% and 83%, and that can put a lot of pressure on this Chris Shilley.
I like it.
Catlin obvious?
You didn't even say it, Cheryl.
I couldn't.
It's embarrassing. You don't get points if you can't say it.
The keys to the game are brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures.
I leave that to Vic to say this.
Oh, nice.
I don't blame you.
That beeping you hear is the bus backing up and rolling over me again. Hey, buddy.
A little deep on that one. They love to have that a little bit higher, but it's in the paint, it's underneath cover, and it forces the Territories to make a tough one here. You hate to be running in your opponent's color.
Yep. All right.
Two ways to play this, Vic, if you're the underdog, if I could say that. Jamie's been here a million times. We've seen him beat a lot of good teams, including Team Canada on multiple occasions. But it's either run scared, try to keep the game close, a few blank ends, shorten this game, or maybe do what they just did. When they missed it the right way. There's some shrapnel out in front here. Get extremely aggressive. You might give up 4 or 5 at some point in the game playing that way, but that's the only way you can apply enough pressure to a really good team.
So the chance for Sean Meacham now to get in behind. Remembering now there was Meacham, who initially was the skip of this team, although throwing the second stones. And around he goes. Last night, the Territories, in their game against New Brunswick, remembering now they get 38 minutes of thinking time, as we say, good afternoon, Kathy Gauthier. They got into some problems with that time.
Well, they did. When they went to throw in the 10th end, there was just a minute and a half left on the time clock for Jamie Cooey, and he said today that it really wasn't as much the complication of the game as they really struggled with draw weight. He felt he was either front 8 or back 8. His entire team was short, and they got so many rocks in play, they just felt like they slowed it down. They need to go faster today. And the other thing that he felt, and that speaks to what you said, Russ, at the top of the show, was that he needs to get on a momentum. And while he takes nothing against Adam Casey away, he's glad he's not playing one of the top 4 right now if his team is going to get any sort of momentum.
Momentum means confidence, and it just breeds so many good things that you will do during the game. Better communication, better mistakes. It's amazing how it can snowball in one direction or the other.
Right, it is, and it's really not got a lot to do with the Rocks don't know what kind of a game you had the last game. It's really you kind of know, and you can deal with it, manage it, use it as a positive.
If you can get this around, the line's perfect.
Katlin Schneider, if he can drag it there.
Oh. Okay.
They do overlap now, so there's a little bit of a stagger.
Slide a little.
Maybe an off-center run back now, but if it's lined
I
up.
like the run, Jamie. Cap.
Straight come around, you probably not shot rock, but that's a good call too. But if you ever make this run double, you're out of jail.
So Chris Schilly is also one of those who's represented 3 different provinces as he runs it by and kills the back one. He's played for Saskatchewan, Newfoundland, and Labrador as well now in the Territories.
I think the intern's good now, Catlin. Top 8.
Chris Schilly used to skip for quite a few years, and DJ Kidby played with him. He played second, I think, or lead for him quite a few years back out of juniors. So some history.
Early meet, lots of room.
Schneider family synonymous with curling in Saskatchewan for many years. Katlin's sister, Lorraine, we saw her last week at the Scotties playing with Penny Barker out of Moose Jaw.
Hard dudes, go buddy.
Keep going.
Right over, right over.
Don't switch. Whoa, good,
hard.
Good.
How about it?
Good.
Shot.
Sit.
Real good spot.
Good sweep, guys.
He makes a rule. I just hit this. Couple 2. Okay. Good hack. What do you think? There. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, the longtime coach for the Territories is Terry Shea. He's from here in Newfoundland, from Harbour Grace, but he makes the ice up at the Yellowknife Club, saying that he does as best he can, Russ, to give them the conditions so that when they get here. So he's said they usually have about 5 feet of curl. The problem is that it's at the level. He doesn't. There's his
Hey, because I don't need it at that end.
throwing stick. The crutch.
Got a quarter of that.
If it's one thing to have the ice. It's something else though, if you don't get to play at the highest level of competition.
Exactly. It's the reps. We talk about it all the time. You know, the Lee Trevino once said, the famous golfer, the difference between a good amateur golfer and a professional is $500,000 golf balls, and it's just digging it out of the dirt, as the golfers say, and It's really tough. 14 games this year on the tour. It's tough when you're playing the best in the world.
Whoa! Whoa! Yes! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Good hat.
Rob! Rob, you gotta go. Whoa, whoa, gotta go.
Nice throw.
Okay, good throw.
Oh, Jamie.
And a familiar name is the coach of the Saskatchewan team, Pat Simmons. He started the season, of course, playing with Brendan Botcher out of Alberta. But that shoulder injury that was plaguing him last year forced him to give up that position. Now he's here as the coach, and he has his name on the trophy a couple of times. Pat Simmons brought in to really help with the rocks, Cheryl, and bring a little bit of that experience to Adam Casey.
Well, experience he does, and I think he's probably been the key besides Adam to sit down with his team and point out how well they've played. And, you know, you didn't win the one game, but you've got an opportunity, and they go back and win the second one. And, you know, he's kind of like the Kevin Martin, where they can rely on him and all his knowledge of how to prepare for a schedule like this, all the things that you have to do.
Well, it's the old story, isn't it? How do you figure out how to win? Talk to a guy that's done it. And Pat, besides being a world-class player, is just a great guy. He'll fit in here seamlessly with this team.
Got air there. Okay. It goes under that for sure.
Just a hair low.
Jamie made a beauty on his first one because it forced Adam's hand to make a real good one, Cheryl. He didn't get the finish.
Yeah, hair low for this.
Oh, so they've got this double available.
I think it's there, eh?
I do. I think it does go underneath.
Definitely.
That guarantees me knows, I think.
Roll the split center is ideal and show him a piece.
This is what a second half Jamie Cooey can do. He makes a couple pistols here. All of a sudden, it looked like a 2, maybe even a 3 for Saskatchewan. Adam could be looking at 3 red ones.
Run good here,
Yep, nice bail. Yes.
11th Brier appearance for Jamie Cooey. Made the playoffs back in 2012. And he'll crash in front.
Wow.
I mean, that's the kind of thing. I mean, he said, we heard him say, we've all got to play at the best, at the top level. Given that opportunity, Rush, you cannot give that away.
You can't. There's no excuse for that one at all. You're absolutely right. Made a beauty on his first one and gave it all back.
You talk, a lot of these teams talk about how much they've thrown before they come in and practice, and all the reason for all of that throwing is that under pressure, when you got to make a shot like that, that you can count on your delivery, that you're sliding out at the broom, and your release is pure.
Well, Adam couldn't run down there fast enough to throw this one. What a turnaround.
So the draw for 3 for the 27-year-old who spent 3 years here in St. John's playing with Brad Gushue before then going back home to PEI and skipping 2 straight PEI provincial winners.
Go! Keep going, boys. It's me. Attaboy.
That's a terrific way to start for Saskatchewan and Adam Casey out of the Highland Curling Club in Regina. Let's begin our updates on this Sunday afternoon. We'll start with Alberta and Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia, of course, Jamie Murray out of Halifax coming through the pre-qualifying. Won last night over Ontario, made a wonderful draw to the pin against Glenn Howard.
Well, and he has to make a really good draw here if he's going to get his second point. Brendan Botcher tried a high weight shot on his final stone, did not make it, so already lying 1, but the scoring zone, well, that's just the lid.
Run the curl. Run the curl.
They played 4 games in that pre-qualifier, and now this is their second, and look at this again. Wow. Right to the pinhole. And remembering it, Alberta has already lost 2, so a tough start for the all-rookie team out of Edmonton. Now to BC and New Brunswick as Mike Kennedy picked up a win last night. John Morris skips, of course. It is Jim Cotter who throws the fourth stone, and he struggled this morning.
Well, he had to make a really good shot on his first one, run a stone back to remove some of the granite was shot, but Mike Kennedy hit and stuck, and so it is 2 right now that they lie, and so this is the draw for the single to the forefoot.
Just clean, just clean.
And there it is for the single to put Morris on the board. They curl onto the Vernon and Kelowna curling clubs. And our final update is Quebec against Northern Ontario.
And it really was a situation of Jean-Michel Menard having the shot, and they just let off on his first one, grazed a guard. That allowed the Northern Ontario team to cap stone off, and so this again is another force.
And here's another team. They played in the provincials back on January 15th, and I said to him last night, I said, what have you been doing? He says, playing turkey spears. It's been very difficult for them to get in those reps that we often talk about, to be sharp when they get here, and not sharp there results in a steal of 1 for Brad Jacobs and the team from Sault Ste. Marie. And so now you are caught up. Canada's most comprehensive curling coverage is here at the Tim Hortons Brier in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. Saskatchewan open with a 3. It means the Territories and Jamie Cooey will have last rock. They have the hammer, laying the red stones here in 2.
Pretty close. Halfway.
Well, opportunity for Team Cooey, both of the Saskatchewan's lead stones behind the tee. So really only an advantage for Cooey team.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay. Yep.
Clean. Yep. Hi, boy. Boy, Meach.
Sean
Nice
Meacham.
throws.
Meach peels it off. It was Meacham who's made the decision after they got off to a very bad start during the year and they sat down with their 5th, Jamie Schneider.
Yeah.
It was Meacham that said, look it, Adam, you call it. We're in a difficult spot here. It's not working. So they give a lot of credit to Sean to be, if I may say, big enough and say, Adam, you lead the team.
Well, and I think there was a couple things with that too, because Sean's been a career second. He played for years with Robbie Armitage and played second, and so I think that is his natural position. He's comfortable there. The communication, Adam even said he thought that Sean was better with the back end, the front end, and linking up the communication. So probably comfortable for him, and Adam loves throwing the last stone. You can tell.
Well said. That's exactly. He loves it. He absolutely relishes it. He's not afraid of anybody. He's going to lose some games like the rest of us, but he's not afraid in that big moment. It's a nice team. Vic, you look at it, the big 4 that made the playoffs last year, Newfoundland, Manitoba, Canada, Northern Ontario. Who's going to crack that lineup to get into the playoffs? And if you look at the stats at the moment, the top 5, Casey's right in the middle. They're 3rd in stats. 88, 89 in 2 games.
Want to go, I think, eh?
No, it always has a way of sort of sorting itself out, right? And but it was really shocking last year, considering the strength of the field. And we have 9 teams, 9 full teams returning this year. That 3 losses was the most you could afford. 5 was the next. There was no 4.
That's
it
right.
went 3 to 5.
That's right. That could happen again.
How much separation?
About that. Hair less than that.
We mentioned Schneider, familiar name, synonymous with curling. Jamie, an 81 Canadian junior champion, made it to the Brier back in 1990, and Sault Ste. Marie went 6-6. Schneider name is all over the game in Saskatchewan. The problem for him, and I chatting with him, I said, so how's the game changed? I said, well, when we played, it was a 4-foot game. The game is now a 12-foot game. You go right across the sheet. And he says where Saskatchewan has really fallen behind is the number of facilities that actually you can do that on. The game is advanced. The facilities in many parts of Saskatchewan haven't.
Yeah, you need the curl. You need the great ice. You look at these top teams. We talked about in the opening about how many national championships Alberta has won. A lot of it's to do with that Saville Center.
Right.
Almost every one of those champions, you name them, Furby, Cooey, yourself, everybody played practice there or joined there. Great surfaces make you a little bit better, and that'll happen over the years, for sure.
No, they would groom ice specifically before you're going to events, how much curl you wanted. They worked on the rocks. But, you know, Casey, too, I think you got to give a lot of credit to that team. They traveled a lot, 10 events this year to get on to ice that did have a lot of curl and arena ice situations.
Ideally, I think you just roll it right out.
Sure.
I just think it gets in our way.
Well, yeah.
But at the same time, I'd rather hit it thick than as opposed to doubling out our own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to let him
Leave
go
that
around
rock
the corner.
there. He's going to hit it, I think.
Adam Casey, part of that Canadian Junior Championship team with Brett Gallant back in 2009. Gallant now throwing second stones for Brad Gushue.
Good.
Okay. And away it goes. Could you have been use a little more finesse there and tried to hang around, Russ? No?
Yeah, and I've been burnt doing that. It wouldn't be wrong to sit 2 because that would take away the blank. But if you rolled into a bad spot, you might set up a bit of a wall. In comes the freeze, and now you can't get that thing out of there, and they give up a 2. That was a scoreboard shot.
Control, Chris. Sure.
Now, if Jamie doesn't hang around for some reason, if he rolls out, you might be able to sneak around that corner guard and keep that force alive.
Control.
Close.
Clean. Clean it.
Yep. 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 Okay.
It did well to hold it and leave him to the back edge of the 8.
Get a little gradual curl here.
Okay, what's the weight?
Normal. Don't need to be cute with it. Nose is fine.
The other thing that Jamie Schneider was saying to me, Cheryl, was that the whole team is bought into what Adam's selling. You change midstream like that, there may be some noses out of joint, but they like the way he plays the game. He likes that little bit of aggressiveness.
Yeah, which, and a little bit unusual for Saskatchewan. They are a little bit usually more defensive style play, but they're all saying, hey, this is working for us. We like the way you want to call this game. And I'm sure he also said, if I'm going to skip, it's going to be my game style. That would be a huge part for Adam because it's what you're comfortable with as a skip.
I thought it would get a little curl, but not much.
Can't be at the tee head and call somebody else's game.
Can I wait?
Nice peel.
Final stone here in 2 and looking for the blank. Jamie Cooey.
Okay.
9th straight year he's been at the Brier, and he'll get his blank here in 2. Cooey and the Territories trail, but they'll take the hammer to the 3rd. 44 curlers started the week with a chance to drive away in an all-new 2017 Ford Escape SE in the annual Ford Hot Shots competition. The number whittled down to just 2. And in the final, Martin Crête from Quebec faced off against Northern Ontario's Brad Jacobs. And the skip from the Sioux, well, he came to play, scoring a total of 21 points, including a 5 on the Around the Horn triple. Northern Ontario's Brad Jacobs wins the Ford Hot Shots and a 2-year lease on a 2017 Ford Escape SE. No, it's not the green of PEI, it's the green of Saskatchewan, and Adam Casey is their favorite curling son at the moment, as he has Saskatchewan and the team from the Highland Curling Club in front. Saskatchewan fans here, there's always that rider pride, no matter where you go in Canada. Of course, next year's Tim Hortons Brier will be in Regina. Welcome back on this Sunday afternoon, day 2. Our coverage of the Tim Hortons Brier from St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, the 88th edition of the Canadian Men's Curling Championship. Saskatchewan opened with the 3. The blank in the second means that once again it'll be Jamie Cooey of Yellowknife. It does have the last rock. He has the hammer here in 3, playing the Redstone.
I wondered if the ice was a little bit faster, but I just timed DJ on his first one. It slid deep, and he had last in same thing, so I just timed his last one to the tee line, 14.5, so pretty much what it's been. That was without any brushing.
Long talk with Ben Hebert after his game. He was saying it's tricky. He finds if you float it out a little bit, especially on the outside in shots, if you float it out, it won't come back. So I suggested to him not to float it out, but he said the draw weight is spectacular. To your point, it's like 14.5, like virtually from practice to the end of the game, and it's really readable. And the sweepers are able to judge it very well.
Ben Hebert, who throws the lead stones, of course, for the defending champions. Kevin Cooey, they won earlier today, 6-4 over Northern Ontario, and so they have won their first 2.
Speed here.
Yep.
Further to your point, though, Russ, that is what Jamie's ice is like. I've known Jamie for years, played on his ice forever, and his ice will reward good throws. And so you do get used to a different ice maker that maybe their ice will curl. You can throw it out no matter what, and it will always come back. Jamie's ice doesn't do that. So it's one of those things that you look at the ice maker and you go, okay, this is a guy that's making my ice this week. This is how I have to throw it.
And that's exactly what the Saskatchewan coach, Pat Simmons, said. I said, is it ice a little straight? And he said, no. He says,
never.
You cannot overthrow it.
No.
And he says, why do we complain? That's the game. If you overthrow it, it's going to run on you. If you throw the right weight, it's going to curl.
Bingo. Yeah, well, just you can't even answer. That's absolutely how you win games. Is throw the appropriate weight, get the broom in the right spot. And to Cheryl's point, that outward motion just might not work here.
No. And I think you don't overtalk it. It's something we saw at the Scotties, too, when the ice got a little frosty. I was really impressed with the teams there. They just dealt with it. There wasn't a lot of complaining.
That's true.
This is what we have to deal with. It's the same thing. This is great ice. This is what it does, though. It's the character of this ice.
Just.
A
little higher.
This Saskatchewan team trains at the Highland Curling Club. To Vic's point about the 5 feet of curl, they have more than that. It's just as quick as this, maybe quicker and really consistent. So it gives this particular team a leg up when they get here.
4, 5.
All right, guys. Keep going. Keep going. Got a curl. Hard.
Line's good if they can keep it alive.
Go, go, whoa. Easy, easy. Hard. Grab there.
Oh, did it ever? It's going the other way.
Well, here's a team, Alberta, Kathy, that needs a little bit of a confidence boost. Of all things, they come in here and they play Newfoundland, Labrador, first draw. They lose that. Then they lose to Saskatchewan. Here's Brendan Botcher.
Well, he has an opportunity for 2 because of a very nice shot he made on his first. He made a come-around tap back on a buried stone to lie to, and Jamie Murphy was able to get rid of it, but he lost his own in the process. And so this is the paint anywhere for 2.
It's an all-rookie team, skipped by Botcher. The youngest player, youngest skip in the field, and he'll draw the back edge of the 4. There's a couple, and they're even with Nova Scotia.
Good deuce, guys. Okay. Okay. Stop. It's fine, buddy. Sit.
It's 1-2.
Okay.
Sure.
British Columbia and New Brunswick after BC picked up 1 in the first with last rock. This will be Mike Kennedy and his final stone of the Capital Winter Club in Fredericton.
And you know, Jim Cotter had an opportunity to hit and lie 3 on his final stone, rolled out, and so it is those 2 that Mike Kennedy faces. And I watched John Morris in his coaching hat immediately go over to talk to Jim and was motioning how he was throwing the stone, because Jim has not been throwing it as cleanly as normal. So that's that extra role that John Morris is playing on that BC team.
And there's the draw for the single. Mentioned this morning that the Morris team lost to Ontario and Glenn Howard and Jim Cotter 68% this morning. So apparently still struggling, according to Kathy.
Unusual game for Jim.
Jim had about a 2-foot run back to score 5 on Ontario, and into that little outward motion we just mentioned, just what we talked about, and it hung there enough that he chipped out his own, and it was a steal as opposed to a 5.
Too much?
Yeah, okay.
Chance here with a corner. They can set one around.
Easy.
Chris Schilling.
5. Line's good.
Line's good.
Whoa, pretty good. 5. Whoa. 6.
Out of Red Deer.
5, 6.
Robbie, you're inside. Robbie. You gotta go.
All the teams, of course, the provinces, you're allowed to bring in one, if I can call it, invader. Parachute somebody in, and he is the guy. So here we go, Kathy. Here's Quebec, and further to what Russ is saying, that, you know, here's Jean-Michel Menard. When does he get good? When does he feel comfortable? And after January 15th, he hasn't played very much.
No, he certainly hasn't. And, you know, the advantage in a game like this so far is the shots have been relatively open. He just threw this exact same shot, and now it's an opportunity for 2.
As he plays Brad Jacobs, the gold medal winner from Sochi, and he'll score his 2 to take the lead. Jacobs coming off a loss this morning to Team Canada.
This is what's scary for some of these teams, like a Jamie Murphy or a Quebec or territories. There's a great player underneath that rust. You know, and when's it going to come out? And hopefully it's not against you.
When does it appear? You're right.
Hard, roll it, hard, roll it. Okay.
All right.
The in or the other? Whatever you like. Which one do we know better?
I mean, it doesn't really matter. If you're here, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on this line, you just can't leave him the half
not
rock,
here,
right?
leave him the run double either, right?
I don't think he's hitting his own right now.
Well, if I'm up here, you can't miss it. Well, miss one of them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, kind of the intern, if you under curl to here, but it's whatever you like. Okay. Yeah. Maybe 90 for Jamie.
Yeah, I was thinking 85. Should be full speed here, eh?
Yeah.
14 and a half.
14 and a half, even 14.6 or whatever.
It's that same number. Beautiful surface.
5? Okay.
Just half. Full under or half? Full under. Just don't leave him the thin doubler in.
Okay.
So scoreboard missed by Adam. He wrecked on the guard as opposed to flashing by. And then there'd be 2 buried rocks possibly.
And it's left there for him, a short run.
Right to 4. Pretty close.
This is buried.
Close, yep.
Yep. 5.
Hard. Really curl it.
Not heavy either.
Just 4. Hard. Hard.
We'll get 5.
Hard, guys.
Hard, hard, hard.
That's how fine it is, too. It's almost frustrating to watch, and it certainly is for Jamie. You know, you throw that a foot heavier, it gets by, you're buried. Adam might just hit the open when you get an easy draw for 2. Now you're going to be drawing against 3.
Yeah, just make sure you get it out there.
It's always a struggle for Skip when you have to play those draws early. If you miss one in the first end, it's on one path. We've seen that a little bit. And then you go up to a fast path. They said it's totally up to speed here. So he's probably trying to throw it careful, not be deep.
Yeah.
Wasn't far off.
Good, buddy. Stay here, last, Kylan.
Do you want to just hit and sit the 3, or would you take a roll and try to get in behind cover deep?
I think you can just sit right there. The roll might just help Jamie that he's got something to come down to.
Yep.
Get up there.
And get up there, and
Sit.
oh, brother.
Oh, man.
Now that one on the edge there.
Oh, that's ugly.
You're on the team.
Didn't know you could even do that.
Hit roll off ours.
Might be,
Looking
actually.
at? I was thinking hit roll.
Might be now.
not expect that.
Just to overthrew it?
Yes.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about. There's no forgiveness on this ice. That's the way Mr. Barrasa's ice has always been. You pay the price, just a hair wide.
You could have included and brought in your sweepers, your brushers.
Sure. Brought the weight down.
Yeah.
I think, too, anything on his ice in the 8-foot area is especially sensitive to an outward release.
No hiding. For Adam Casey, he knows it. What a great opportunity, though. Given right back for Jamie Cooey to pick up 2.
Good board.
But he's got to hang it
Good
right
board.
there.
Close.
Close run.
No, never. Never. Whoa.
It's about chances and making the most of them. And there's one, and he takes full advantage. A mistake by Adam Casey. The Territories at Cooey pick up 2. Somebody asked me this morning, are you from away? I have to bone up on my Newfoundland English a little bit.
Mozzie is the kind of weather where you step outside the door and it's a little bit drizzly and it's definitely foggy and all you can see is fog as far as you can see. There's a huge difference between Mozzie and smog. Smog is like this heavy, almost like a weight over a city, whereas Mozzie feels like fresh air. Definitely not smog. I think it feels like fresh air because maybe just because it feels like home and it's a very distinctive kind of weather. I remember coming home for the summers when I lived away and you'd see the huge bank of fog over the rocks and all it was you see this huge rock and you go, ah, oh, I'm home. And it's just, you step on the island, you just feel like you can breathe for the first time. Yeah, that's Mozzie weather, I think.
That's today. I don't think you call this Mozzie. You're getting some snow showers and flurries here in St. John's. Temperatures around -5 at the moment. Supposed to get to the plus side with showers by midweek. As we welcome you back on this Sunday, day 2, Tim Hortons Brier from the Mile 1 Center. And the Territories take advantage of the mistake by Saskatchewan and Adam Casey to pick up a couple. We go to the 4th, 3-2. Saskatchewan leads it, and they once again who have last rock playing the Yellowstones.
Those are the shots, Adam's last one that you kind of have to recover from as a team. You didn't see it. It kind of crept up out of nowhere. You had control of the end, and then you park it, move on, and try and forget it.
You don't have to go right now. We're curling. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're going to be tight.
I just used to say to my team, that shot's so easy, it's hard.
Good.
You just put it in neutral and go down and go through the motions. You're not too concerned about the weight. You're not too concerned about splitting the broom. Next thing you know, it's a 2. Not that's ever happened to me.
No. Yeah, you're not talking from experience, are you?
1,000 times.
Hard, 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 Chris, hard. Yeah, you got it. Sit.
That's the value of playing together for so long, too, I think, and what the Saskatchewan team hasn't had yet is, you know, when those things happen, those go in the memory banks, and teams that are together, there would have been somebody like the third go, hey, this is an important one. Make sure we're, you know, always those little reminders that you get from your other players. And that just comes with knowing each other really well.
Here, back for it.
Gotta go.
In a 1-1 tie,
Gotta go.
BC, New Brunswick. What am I seeing there? BC sitting 2?
You are seeing that, in fact. And John Morris made a great shot to really put his team in great shape. And on his final stone, that yellow that you see on the right-hand side, well, that's a hit made by Mike Kennedy on the 3rd shot stone, just trying to minimize damage. And so that does allow the free shot for 3. Does need 8 foot, and he's way out in the wings.
Well, yeah. Not much played out here.
Line's good.
But it has to get good chunk of the 8.
Yeah, you're good. Clean. Clean. Attaboy, kid.
There you go. There's that coaching again you were talking about. You could hear him saying, attaboy, kid, as trying to pump up Jim Cotter. They crack a 3.
Yeah. Right in the nose.
Control, nose.
Little firm.
Sean Meacham.
Little big.
Oh, okay.
Clean. Big. Clean. Clean. Yep. Yep. Good. Go, Meach.
Pretty impressed with the technique right up the lineup for Saskatchewan here. Not the type of team Adam rolled out there, made a mistake, but it was more mental than his delivery letting him down. And they're the type of team that can run and hide once they get a big lead. Be a little careful here if you're Territories. I'm going to give that 2 right back.
Yeah, well, and Sean Meacham's a great hitter, and you've got Catlin who's having a great 2 games so far, been playing wonderful. So you're right, they get a lead and away they go.
Too early to go under or no?
See, there's a situation there. I'm not so sure it's, again, easy from up here. You could freeze. You could have hit with soft weight, controlled the cue ball, keep your red one in play. Make Adam play a defensive shot.
But if you're not confident.
So much, it might be just a touch slower. Okay.
True.
Okay. I'm just.
It's true. Yeah, they're
if you're not reading the ice and if you have no feel for it.
And it's running a little bit scared, isn't it? It's like, well, I don't want to leave those enemy rocks in play.
Well, I mean, further to the conversation I had with Terry Shea, their coach. He thought yesterday, and part of it, you know,
Line's great. T-line.
Kathy told us earlier about their time clock problems that first half of the game against New Brunswick. He said they played not to win, they played not to lose.
Right.
And they were so confused by the ice. That led to their time problems. He says there was nothing about the game strategically that would make them take time. They just didn't know where to put the broom.
Couldn't agree on it. Lots of conversation.
Third. You like freeze or this?
Well, and you hate with the skip. If the skip isn't confident, then the game, the style of game you typically play goes away. So you got to be confident enough to call an offensive game to know that if you can bail your team out and draw the forfeit.
Like that? Okay. Yep. White hack. Whoa, whoa.
Easy.
Whoa.
Hack. Good hack.
Right
Good
on.
hack. Whoa.
Lead, yes. Hard. Gotta go, gotta go.
Whoa.
Gotta go, gotta go,
Yep.
gotta go.
Shooter. Hard. Hard, Jamie. Hard.
Very nice weight control there.
Keeping you updated, Nova Scotia, Jamie
Across the face.
Murphy out of Halifax picks up 3
Right here is perfect.
to extend the lead. And a blank in 3 means that Quebec continues to lead Northern Ontario.
I used to kid James Grattan, who I used to curl with, one of the probably the best player in the whole province. He would come here and struggle the first game or two from the straight ice, and I used to kid him, you need to come last one year so that you can end up in relegation and start on a roll. Look what Nova Scotia's doing. Look what happened at the Scotties. Same situation, and I think it would help somebody like the Territories.
The difficulty, though, we saw at the Territories,
Yeah, a couple feet more than
at
mine
the
should
Scotties,
be.
they tired
No, sure.
Terry Galusha. So we'll see how much is left in Nova Scotia when we get down to Wednesday and Thursday.
True.
I like it. As long as we're shot.
Well, Jamie Murphy even said he wasn't as physically in shape as some of these teams, so that it's the mental, being mentally tired, but it's the physical stress that your body has to go through.
Yep. Never off. Harder up. Never off.
Guards coming up in a hurry here.
Well done. Borden and Joroskowski. Good brush. Save one for the skipper.
I think we just have to take the chance, right? And even if you overroll, it's
No, I mean, if knows and he makes the double.
Adam's learned so much from Brad Gushue the years he played with Brad, and this is a really good call. You tend to want to roll buried, hope the other team wrecks in the guard, and you get a big score, but a freeze, and there goes your whole score. So he's just going to hit this dead on. If the double's made, it's a blank end. He's still in control.
Nice board.
Whoa!
Nice
Please.
weight.
Whoa.
Big board.
Whoa. Whoa, right up.
Little heavy. Whoa. On its own. Just on its own.
Meat.
On its own.
Hard meat.
On its own. Just let it
Hard.
sit.
Right up, right up, right
Good.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Didn't have.
Is the hair solid?
Good weight. Maybe a hair solid.
Yeah, a little thinner than that. Right on the one.
Leading edge on the line, right?
Is it there, the double?
No question.
Yep.
Really, huh?
But he's still got to make it. Adam can then blank, and it's no spilled milk, really. You bank an end, you still got one up lead, you still have hammer. It was better than actually rolling buried, Cheryl. The freeze is made, you can't blank.
Yeah, and Adam avoided that roll all end. He just wanted to sit open because of that freeze.
Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Quick.
Jamie Cooey, his last.
Yes.
Now, Horton, some late licks. Got them both. One, come across. Yes, he does.
Very nice.
Come on, Jamie. Good, good. Didn't know what to do. I was like,
Very funny.
he's like real hard. I'm like, do not off. Dude, it's perfect. I don't know what to do here.
Even a hair less.
Looking for the blank.
Whoa, 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 right off.
Earl Morris,
Shot. Clean, clean.
Brian Fry, Chris
Okay.
Shilley are others who have played with 3 different provinces. And we'll put the blank on the board.
Good.
Casey, Saskatchewan, continue to lead. You have to laugh just a little bit when you hear Jamie Cooey say, I threw it so good, I didn't know what to do. But you never know. This might be just a little bit of confidence boost here.
No, he hasn't felt comfortable throwing, but he throws that one well.
Good.
Even Chris Shilley said that was a tough one to call.
Good. Good, good. Didn't know what to do.
There you
Like,
go.
You're not touching nothing.
Key shot is brought to you by Cashmere. Nothing feels like Cashmere. We're in St. John's at the Mile 1 Center for this year's Tim Hortons Brier, the home of the St. John's Ice Caps in the American Hockey League. They're the Montreal affiliate, and they're on a 6-game road trip. They're playing 2 in Toronto this weekend. They lost to the Toronto Marlies yesterday 3-1, so they're 1-1 so far on their 6-game road trip. And with that blank, it once again means that the last rock, the hammer, does belong to Sean Casey, or Adam Casey rather, and Saskatchewan.
See a couple guards go up here by Cooey.
Go, go, go. Go, Brad. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Throw. Good.
The Jets on TSN continues tomorrow when the Jets battle the Sharks. You can catch the action at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on TSN 3, and that is the Jets region.
Line's great.
Weight's good.
Hey.
Weight's good.
Line's real good. Line's good. Line's great. Line's perfect.
Line's good. Go a little bit.
Okay.
Your weight's good.
Where?
Top 4, full 8. Top 4.
Callan's rock.
We're 4 foot for sure.
Get past that one.
On its own's fine.
Okay, attaboy.
Good.
Good spot.
Shot. Go, deuce.
Top 8. Hey,
I
Brad.
get the feeling Casey's going to play the scoreboard to some point. We just talked about it. He didn't mind the blank, but if he gets a sniff here, a bit of an opportunity. I can see him really getting aggressive and trying to score a big score here because he knows what his opponent's trying to do here. His opponent's going to try to massage this end and create a steal opportunity, and sometimes you leave too many yellow rocks out there for Saskatchewan. They could score a big one here.
Get on it, Cat. Get on it, Cat. If you can. Way out there. You're heavy, too. Whoa. Wow.
This will be interesting. Do you double peel, open it up and simplify, or do you go for the gusto?
Well, and I think that has been part when I looked at the numbers coming in that Adam Casey gives up a lot of steals, and I think this is why he doesn't double peel. He will go for it.
Hey, buddy. Normal weight here.
That can come at risk.
Isn't part of playing the scoreboard also looking that you're also in the 5th? And this isn't the 8th or 9th, and that you may not take this chance later, but if you give up a steal of 1 here, or even 2, you still have some game.
It's exactly the way I would think, Cheryl, because it's...
Wow, that's frightening.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like Russ.
The frightening part is I'm in here with you, too.
Good.
I took your coat home last night, and it's we've been too long together.
What do you got of it?
Just under half.
If you hit it there, you make it.
I like it, though, Cheryl, not to praise Vic, but to Vic's point. You give up a steal, it's early enough that you're still in some control. You certainly don't want to do that, but this really is an opportunity here to break this wide open.
In a 13th appearance at the Brier, Brad Joroskowski goes back to 98. Trevor Alexander, Steve Moss, names that people from the north will recognize.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Just top 8.
Top 8, Meech.
Same way.
Yeah, same way. This path might be close.
Top 8, top 12.
Out there. Out
Line's
there.
good. Top 4. Okay, Walden's too deep. Top 4's too deep.
Nice, we're coming down.
Okay.
Weight's good.
Full 12's fine. Okay.
Weight's
Top
good.
8. No, top 8. Line's got to curl
Weight's
a little.
really good.
Top 8. Here's good. Here's good. Here's
there.
good.
There.
I think another thing that's part of the decision-making process when a skip decides to go for it is you're looking at your opposition, and you know he knows, and he heard Jamie say, "Hey, I haven't thrown a good one. It hasn't been easy for him out here," so that's part of putting the pressure on.
Dead nose.
Dead nose, Cat.
What do you like for you there?
Let's check in on the game between Quebec and Northern Ontario. 2-1, Quebec leads it. They blanked the third, the final stone to come from Brad Jacobs.
Well, and this Quebec team was set up really well this entire end to steal, but Brad Jacobs on his first one made a really nice hit and roll behind the corner, made the run back in the process of doing that, and so that leaves him lying 1, gives him a draw for 2 to the full 8-foot.
Pretty good extension. You can't hurt it for line.
Now, there was that little red sandwich there and a yellow behind it, plus yellow on the edge of the 12. Any chance of bringing those into play, or is this straight draw?
No, it's a straight draw because you're about to see a guard come into play right on the Tim Hortons Cup, and that prevents any movement on that red stone.
Looks like a little sweetener packet, that yellow stone on that cup there.
Yeah, I know.
Good sweep, guys. Yeah, I know. It's hard.
It's tough to see those red stones on the on the cups. We saw yesterday a couple of players trip.
Yeah, it's like they're not there, and then they are.
Yep.
Hard meat.
Good chance here to roll away.
Catlin Schneider.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I don't know. Roll it. Roll it far. Go.
Okay, good. Okay, fine.
They're going the other way, Cheryl.
They were.
Yeah.
Just seemed to catch him, it went.
I roll buried? Yeah?
Yeah.
Hack? I can throw pretty much any weight.
You don't have a ton of hack, I think.
Yeah, I have some air there, like I have an inch of air, so.
Easy as with hack.
That's a manageable weight here that they can use the brushers and get a little movement at the end.
Probably not making the double this way, though, so they really have to get this underneath some cover.
Straight roll.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good hack. Close. Whoa. Good hack. Close. Whoa. Heavy? Whoa. Little heavy. Whoa.
Chris Schilly.
Whoa. Robbie.
As we play third stones.
Robbie. Hard.
Trying to get it underneath. Then he'll tuck a piece. Shot.
Pretty nice.
Can you get at the raise, though, on the outturn side? I think you can.
I think you can see all of it, just about.
It finishes nice here.
Not all of it.
No, but he only has to hit part of it, too. It just he got a little unlucky, Chris, there with that beautiful roll.
And the guard's long.
As close to nose as you can.
Your last one was just Fernwood, but it's a hair left.
This is where Adam set his on that end that he ended up giving up the deuce. You just don't want to set your release on
Nice
this.
weight.
Yeah, weight's real good. Whoa.
Close.
Ran really straight.
Right off.
Clean.
Close. Whoa.
Real nice weight.
Clean. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Beach. Okay, yep. Roll it.
Short angle.
Go.
And rolls it away.
Just
Good.
perfect.
Impressive thrower.
Good job, buddy.
Good job, buddy. So nice. Nice weight.
Great shot.
Yeah, actually. Taking him out.
Didn't overthrow this. Didn't set it back at all. Nice weight for that spot in the
Okay,
ice.
yep. Roll it. Go. Good.
Right. Spot. Roll right in front of him. Still.
Alberta has come back with a single in the fourth, but Nova Scotia continues to lead. And Mike Kennedy out of Fredericton picks up one, but still trails BC by 2.
Like it's all dead buried.
What?
Just about there. Not much.
If you roll like here, if you roll straight under yellow, I don't think he can make it. I think he can make it off his own, but
Then I got the run.
Sliver worth.
I don't think he plays it on his own this time. He just bumps it around. Right?
This is so tough with any weight. I don't think it can get enough of that. It's so dangerous. It makes a little more sense to come down, kick off that one, roll in here. If you get it right buried, you almost have to play an in-off to get at that thing, which eliminates another yellow one. So
Make that roll. Order it.
this is the time in the end, though, that Jamie's going to have to make one real good one or he's in big trouble.
Board? Board.
It's a good board. Whoa. Good board. Off. Right off.
off.
Nice board. No.
Just run.
Robbie.
Robbie.
No. Okay.
Well, there's a little bit of aggressiveness for and by Casey. Looks like it just may pay off for him if they can spread these out and not leave a double.
Well, Chris Schilly got really unfortunate on his last when they
Control,
rolled
almost
to
played the
leave
double.
that shot for Catlin to make.
So true.
Yeah.
'Cause that could have been a lot of pressure put on Casey for this end, but now an opportunity here.
Still is, for 3. Well, I guess not really if you get it deep enough.
Wonderful
You gotta put it
teaching
in a spot where it's
situation here, though. Casey was patient last end. It wasn't working in favor, so he just allowed Cooey to play the double. If it was made, it was made. And now this end set up better, so he got way more aggressive, took the chance, and now he's really good shot of the 3.
Big control. Keep going. Whoa.
Easy.
Play the double. Whoa.
Yep.
And if he can hang it on the corner, and then he'll roll it out.
That's fine.
Right.
Why did he say
Right in between. Okay.
Just another one wide for Adam. That's 2.
Make that flat roll like hack.
Same weight
Yeah,
That's about where
Is
it
that
was.
going to be the same weight out here?
That
though?
may be off.
Should be fine out here, eh?
Yeah, it's getting a little
The elite
wide.
level. Let's just take it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
it kind of fooled us against New Brunswick. Remember
Just
out
seems to
here?
me, Russ, in a shot like that, the communication may have been a little bit better for Team Canada a Jacobs team,
We gotta hit about half to get
they
under.
may have been able to manage that stone so they could have still made the shot.
Yeah, great. Because at the very last second, it was 1 second too late. They yelled, "Let's play the double." You're right. You're absolutely correct.
We went wide against New Brunswick. We
Again.
flashed it inside.
Well,
I can
just
think of
having a so-so day. That's
Yeah, that one was in the 8-foot though, not out here.
you know, it just those little things though, Cheryl. You see between the
You guys
teams.
seen anything out here?
They're all good.
Nothing, eh?
They all throw the stone well, but it's those little things. It's like watching a car race, and it's the crew in the pits that gets the car in and out. That's the difference. They're all good race teams.
Yeah, exactly.
There's those little things that they do that are the difference.
That's Max for
Well,
sure.
it's like squeezing another 5% out of a 75% shot, and that's usually done with brushing and communication and the line calling.
A little more. Solid board.
Whoa. Yep. Yes. Right off. Hard to hit.
Robert Borden.
Gotta go to hit it.
Boy, oh boy, he didn't give it back, did he? Didn't give it back. Oh, goodness.
Pretty soft weight there, the fresh pebble.
Surprised he didn't have a bit more. They hadn't been out that far.
Yeah.
But still the opportunity here to get two, and that's a job well done for Saskatchewan and Adam Casey.
Where's good? Is this okay?
Yep.
Casey played in his first Brier in Saskatoon with Newfoundland and Labrador, and so here he is now 5 years later back in Newfoundland and Labrador and playing for Saskatchewan.
Yeah, we're good.
Line's really nice.
I think you go.
Should get right to center. Should get right to center. Put it right on the button.
Keep moving. That's good, boys.
Real nice, guys. Good throw out.
Very nice.
Get out, eh?
Saskatchewan picks up two. They'll go to the break, leading at 5-2 over the Territories.
The 2017 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada.
We are in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador for this year's Tim Hortons Brier. Saskatchewan with the lead midway through, skipped by Adam Casey, and he's with Brier.
Adam, a nice lead after 5. You've been able to take advantage of a few misses out there. Assess your team and your play through the first 5.
Yeah, I think there's been a bit of misses both ways, but I think most ends have been shaping up fairly well. So Dustin and Sean are doing a good job of kind of setting it up, and then just a matter of making sure we capitalize on those opportunities.
You may have the line of the Brier when you said you had to Google this Meacham guy when they called you up. You guys come together. Is this what you expected as a team, getting better and better each day?
Yeah, for sure. I think all season long it was definitely a struggle early on, and then I think Sean kind of suggested the position changes we're in now, and it really everybody just seemed to find their niche and their role, and it's really working for us, and we're playing at a much better level.
How good is this, man? You got PEI colors, Saskatchewan colors, and maybe even some Newfoundland Labrador colors cheering you on this week.
Yeah, if I play for a few more provinces, I might have the whole crowd behind me.
Enjoy the experience. Thanks for your time.
All right, thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.
And as we check the numbers after 5, it is an 83% game so far for Adam Casey. Their whole lineup, though, from Kidby at 83, Meacham 95, Schneider 95, solid performance relates to a 5-2 lead. Numbers after 5 are brought to you by Ford of Canada, proud partner with Curling Canada for 22 years.
The 2017 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. By Home Hardware, homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice. And by Ford of Canada, proud partner with Curling Canada for 22 years.
I would say we'd be considered a dark horse, and that's okay. It's okay. The bottom line is we've earned the right here. We've got here. We're playing very well. I think everybody out there knows we can beat anybody. They can beat us, and we know that. We can beat any team here. Are we the best team here? No. But can we be? Yes. It never gets old, and folks, it doesn't get old. You know, this is my 17th kick at it. I'm just as giddy going to this one as I was in 1986 for my first one, 31 years ago. And there's no place I'd rather be in early March than on the ice in the Brier Championship.
And that is our featured match. We will see Ontario's Glenn Howard against Team Canada and Kevin Cooey coming in with 2 straight wins when we join you again at 6:30 Eastern Time on TSN 1, 3, 4, and 5. 31 years ago, we have something in common, Glenn and I. That's when I started that first Brier, and it was in Kitchener, Ontario, 31 years ago. Let's update the game between Quebec and Northern Ontario, Kathy.
Well, in this game, it was a situation where Quebec made a good shot on their first, and it went behind the guard, and so Brad tried to go around very short, very uncharacteristic for the shot making that we've seen today, and so that allows the Quebec team to draw for 2.
Now, we saw Brad Jacobs in that opening draw yesterday get off to a slow start, give up a steal of 3. Now he came back to win 9-5. Is he playing very well?
Yeah, he's playing great. It's just the last draw that he threw, just very short. Otherwise, it's Brad Jacobs.
Quebec gets the single. They'll take the lead going to the break. It's day 2, Sunday afternoon. And draw number 4. The Tim Hortons Brier from Mile 1 Center here in St. John's. Saskatchewan with the 2 and 5. Means that it is the Territories and Jamie Cooey of Yellowknife that will once again have the last rock. They have the hammer playing the Red Stones here in 6.
Who's better? Room this time.
Both of Dustin's first stones, perfect position. You don't want any guards and you don't want anything deep, so above the tee line. Something that Cooey has to deal with.
Keep going, Brad. Whoa. Yep, keep going, keep going, keep going. Maybe I'll peel it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wrap it, Brad. Good. Hey.
Good point from Jamie there. Keep it going. Keep it. He's keeping the incentive up for the Brushers to keep their heads down on that one, because when this peel is executed, there's a good chance they can redirect into their own rock and eliminate a Saskatchewan stone.
Come on. You can get behind it. Okay, fine.
Or not.
I got you, Jake. Don't worry about it.
Jamie's been around long enough to know that that guard is not very usable. They're gonna, if they come around, I think the KC team can throw a soft weight tap back and get that thing out of the paint. So they're gonna throw a second guard, a better guard, right behind this one. You don't see it as often as you used to, the double corner guard on the same side.
No, and typically, like you said, only in this situation when the first one's too high. Otherwise, you just go the opposite side even.
No, Rob. Gotta bury it. No, Rob. Whoa, 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 whoa. Good spot.
Not bad.
Shot.
The other games are now at the 5th end break. And Alberta, Brendan Boncher steals 1 and 5. Gets a little closer to Nova Scotia.
You're good. Clean, clean, clean.
And BC and Morris pick up a single to extend their lead on New Brunswick.
Well, hey, Chris, this?
Yeah, even nose is pretty good, no?
Might be there. Give me board.
Okay.
Brad.
Like the choice of weight here. You can't throw too much. You can't roll out. You just want to move some stones around, and board weight gives you the chance to do both.
Keep going. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, good.
Half's pretty close.
I love this call too. Not too many teams do it. And
Yeah, same as what you hit 2 ends ago.
I believe impossible to jam the red onto the yellow. You can hit the yellow, of course, but the red rolls out. So now it's really a makeable double opportunity here to stop the opportunity, the threat of a deuce.
Whoa.
Catalin Schneider's another one of those people who has a CIS university career part of his resume. He skipped the University of Regina in the CIS tournament 3 years ago.
I think that just prepares a lot of these players. We see them come to a Brier for the first time and they play so well and they don't look nervous. And most of the time, if you look at the resume, they've had university CIS experience. This gives them that little bit extra confidence coming in.
2-3.
Good.
I think you just take the short roll. You should go over it easy.
All right, buddy.
I didn't think I was too bad.
You were pretty
He didn't
close.
do anything.
Yeah.
Yep. Clean. Clean.
I think the other thing for somebody like Catlin is usually in the CIS, those teams have some really good, solid coaches. And so their delivery, they've got a lot of confidence in their delivery. They've worked. It's one of the big things you see with the university teams is they work hard on their technique and technical. And that just gives you confidence itself.
3. Looks heavy.
I think we're 2.
Guard, guys.
It's going down.
Right there, guys. Right there. Yep. Good.
Thanks. A little lucky.
You guys don't want to go around that, right? No. There's no need.
I don't think so.
6 is a good one.
Yeah. There's your scoreboard.
Should run pretty free.
Reasoning.
It is.
Patience just doesn't make sense. If your opponent wants you to go around, then you shouldn't want to go around.
Clean.
Jamie would love nothing more.
Clean. Attaboy.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like second.
I think the adrenaline gets going and you have an exciting end. There's rocks all over the place, and then you get an end like this, and it's tempting for a young team to go, oh, let's just bury another one and see if we can steal. And you have to play the odds.
90-ish, yep.
Yep.
Fed it a bit, guys. Guys, I fed it.
Be 6-7.
You know, certainly playing a lot quicker than he did yesterday in that opener.
Oh. They're down to what, 90 seconds to play a complete end, I think it was.
Yeah, they seem to be putting the broom down. Not a lot of discussion on where to put it.
Yeah.
Well, we've had 2 blank ends so far, interestingly enough, and 2, 4, and looks like we may be heading to 1 here.
Little down.
That's okay. Never hurt it. Yep.
Hard, clean. Easy.
Yep. Clean.
Whoa.
It's good.
It's nice.
Okay, good.
But good throw.
Yeah, bud. Yep.
Well, hang it on the top edge of the 4.
Just good. I just didn't want to let it get away.
Get in, boys.
But it wasn't.
Somebody's going to have to play well to beat the Saskatchewan team. You can see it already. And so we talked about the percentages, 88, 89. They're right there again today.
Now, they did go to Phoenix, or Tempe, I guess, to play in that Ed Wernick, the Wrench Classic in January after the Continental Cup, and they lost the final to Mike McEwen.
Clean.
They've won just shy of $19,000 on the tour this year. And away they go. So we'll put a blank again here in 6. So 2, 4, and 6. Remains 5-2 Saskatchewan. The St. John's Harbor has become a cruise port. There's some 20 different ships that are coming into here every cruise season. Well, a sniper shot rang out in the thrilling midseason cliffhanger, so find out who took the bullet. Designated Survivor, starring Kiefer Sutherland, returns Wednesday at 10/9 Central on CTV. Saskatchewan leads it on this Sunday afternoon, day 2, the Tim Hortons Brier in St. John's. And the blank and 6 means that once again it'll be Jamie Cooey and the team from Yellowknife will have the last rock playing the Red Stars.
A little bit for line, Brad. Go. Yep.
Hit. So T-line 4 foot goes Saskatchewan, up goes the corner from the territories.
Dustin didn't get that first one quite where he wanted it.
A little less.
Like the top
Way
four.
off the center line and a little deep.
Line's perfect.
Line's good.
Very good chance being the lowly lead that he's playing with rocks that aren't matched.
He is also a rookie here at the Brier. All three, in fact, except for Casey. Captain Schneider, Sean Meacham, and Dustin Kidby are all first-timers.
They certainly don't look like it, but that would definitely speak to the coach on that they have and Adam's experience out here as well.
Jamie's coached his son for years, and he's a very knowledgeable player. Even though he's at 5th right now, he's 5th because Pat Simmons is in as coach, and who better to get than Pat Simmons?
Tell them a lot about being at a Brier and everything that they'll encounter here.
Yeah, for a rookie team, isn't it? There's like you could write a thesis on what they need to do.
And especially a Brier in Newfoundland, because there's so much to do here. That will be the, I remember Mike McEwen talking about it last year with his first Brier, and he just said he just couldn't believe how tired he was, by the half. So trying to manage all the things that you have to for the first half of an event, so you are rested for the second half.
Sean Meacham. Have you ever, Russ, written a thesis?
I can't even spell it.
Thanks. But it sure sounded good.
I was impressed with myself on that one.
Thesis.
Took that in third time around grade 13.
Just 2.
Hard line a bit.
What is that card? Thesis at 4.
Bad.
Oh.
Easy. Pretty long, eh? Yep.
Just 2.
Whoa.
Shot.
Well done. Covers it. Maybe just a little over curl shows a half a stone, maybe.
Hey. You can throw peel and get one or the other, too.
All right. That's fine.
I think he could chase this one with a softer weight.
And go right up underneath.
Yeah, or at least sit the 3.
Yeah.
You can straight peel, too.
I mean, at some point in time, if I know it's 5-2, and I know Saskatchewan and Adam Casey don't have to. But if it's setting up for you to force them into something, that may pay off for you too. Don't you do it, Cheryl?
Yeah, you know what, you would. You just wait a little later, like latter part of the end, so that you don't risk giving up a bundle in the end. But if it does set up, for sure.
Good. To your point, Cheryl, sitting 3 here, and there's a great example. That doesn't necessarily be a good thing here.
No.
Back here.
It's just where they're all sitting behind the tee line and a little bit of a wall.
Through. Almost hack. Whoa. No.
Brad Jorskowski.
Finally, still big. Yeah.
Hard, Chris.
I'm saying it's heavy, so they can get the line and hit 2 yellows here. It'll diffuse the speed here. Oh, just missed it. Thought they'd let that bend and carry him off that yellow. Now it's easy to remove this, and Adam
There's this much space.
is very aware that if they could ever get that yellow one on the way by, there won't be a wall.
Yep.
Catlin Schneider.
Clean. Clean.
Good.
What?
All right, Chili. Let's wrap one around here. Okay. Top 8. Okay.
Clean.
Probably the best chance Jamie Cooey's had here, Cheryl. The corner guard's exactly where you'd like to have it, so try to sink one here. You've got that little yellow wall to use later.
Brad.
Chris Schilling.
4.
Easy.
Mine's good. Mine's perfect. Come on, Brad, go. Brad. Go, Brad.
Hard, Brad. Keep going.
Yeah, a little bit.
Go, Cat.
1, 2, straight peel, I think.
Yeah, you just
We're
feel
1,
it.
2, right?
Pretty good positioning by Chris, and it makes them chase the guard now. And then now, to your point, Russ, they've got that yellow wall there on the right to freeze down to.
Yeah, the two-enders looking real possible now.
Clean.
Whoa.
Clean. Good throw, buddy.
What?
Good shot.
There wasn't even a thought, Cheryl, of running it back, trying to get the stone off the 8-foot there.
Well, the risk with that would be that you missed that run, and then you left a guard on top of those yellows too, because it would have rolled that way. With the score, just getting rid of it. 2 is, if you may have to give up a 2 just because of the way the ends turned out, and you left this pocket. Too many yellows, I think, left in the rings for Cooey's team to use here.
Seven's perfect. Please, close the line. No, line's fine.
7.
7, 8. Right on the tee.
7, 8. Little top.
Hold it.
Try not to move the yellow and create a hole.
Right off.
Shot.
Really good.
Even if I just nodded, that's pretty good. I think you want to throw the in-turn just because we know it's straighter, right? I think that's good.
The
Give it a go.
in-turn, yeah.
The out-turn's nicer, but the in-turn, it's just an easier spot.
Okay. We could probably might get a hair negative.
Interesting that Adam Casey had to come through Steve Laycock, former provincial champion, and did it twice, once in the page and then in the final quite easily, 11-3 to get here.
Because you want this to kick lower, the out turn looks more natural to me as a turn, but Adam doesn't like that spot in the ice with the out turn, likes the in turn better. So you have to get it even thinner.
Yeah.
Skip
Yes.
stones.
Whoa.
Adam Casey.
Whoa. Close. Curl hair.
No.
Oh,
Right
off. I got it.
In turn for a reason, and maybe that's why.
Pretty good.
That's good, Adam.
As good as we can do.
Yeah, good spot.
You did the other turn to make that?
Real nice throw.
You did the other turn to make that?
It's about as good as we can do it.
Yeah.
Would have been a little easier.
Real good shot.
And a reminder, the
Thick half with control.
2018 Tim Hortons Brier. March 3rd through the 11th in Regina. And for tickets, it's curling.ca/tickets. So you can make your plans early.
It's another place that knows how to put on a Brier. I was to their last one,
Oh,
and
no kidding.
the patch was full, the arena was full. It was pretty crazy.
You have to give me 50 cents every time you see a Rider jacket.
Yeah. Oh, there's melons everywhere.
Gotta get separation, get them even anyway.
Extremely knowledgeable fans out in that zone area too, right?
Yeah.
Nice control.
Whoa, no.
Other than making the double, I mean, you could argue Adam's shot was even a better result. 'Cause how do you not set up a double now?
Off. Hard shooter, hard. Gotta go.
Like that?
Like that. Like that. Hey, almost though. He did, you know what? To Jamie's credit, rolls another couple inches.
Let's begin our updates in the second half now with British Columbia and New Brunswick, Kathy.
And that redstone on the button has just been thrown by Jim Cotter on his final stone. Really tough to get shot. Gonna blast it and hope.
Mike Kennedy and the team from the Capital Winter Club in Fredericton.
Whoa! Whoa!
And he's going to move it far enough and bring that stone into play to pick up the single.
One yellow, yeah. I'm not sure it was there.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Clean.
Whoa.
Clean.
Whoa. Yep.
Whoa.
Clean.
Clean, yep.
No,
Yep.
easy, easy. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yes.
whoa, whoa.
One, come across, and he got them both. Well, two very nice shots by Adam Casey set that up.
Not sure the blank's even there. Not sure the blank's even there.
There he was. Was he? I was talking to him when he was on there.
I just heard Jamie Sanders' breath. I'm not sure the blank's even there. This double, dead on double, goes easily, but the shooter doesn't go anywhere. You can't make it across the top. That would be way too thin. So the only way to make this would be hit a fraction high, Cheryl, and throw it a billion miles an hour. A little wide. It's a steal of one.
Jamie can throw the weight.
Yeah, and he loves the outturn, but where did he hit this? Like an eighth of an inch wide. It's a steal.
Yep. 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 Whoa. Whoa.
Final stone for the Territories,
Whoa,
and
off.
Jamie
Whoa.
Cooey, bang. And he is going to get them both to pick up the one. So a real nice force when you think about it. 5-3 Saskatchewan. Another update for you on this Sunday afternoon of Draw 4, Quebec and Northern Ontario as they play in 6. Yellowstone on the lid belongs to this man, Brad Jacobs.
Well, it does, and not a lot of scoring opportunities on that center line path, so he's playing off his own out in the wings to try to make the double for 2 or 3.
Come on over. And that'll be 2, and they're going to measure around the edge. So we'll update you 2 for sure, and they will measure those 2 at the back edge of the 8.
That's pretty close.
How good was that?
It looked like the Territories may be in for a bunch, but 2 very nice stones by Adam Casey got them out of trouble and forced Cooey to score the single as we go to the 8th. And it will be Saskatchewan leading by 2, and they once again do have the last rock playing the Yellowstone.
One's okay.
Pretty good. Just 3, guys.
Looks like a lot.
No,
That's
it's not
3.
a lot.
One's good. Good over curl, actually.
Over curl. It's just
Okay,
past half.
Easy, easy, bro. Easy. Right, we're on the line
2
up.
brilliant stones from the skipper there for Saskatchewan. And now you're in that tipping point for the Territories. They have to go as hard as they possibly can here. And now that the force was on, Casey's got a really good chance to score a big end here.
A hair more would be. Well, out here you might be okay with that weight. It come down a little on the center. Hair more.
Starting to talk a little bit about the slide path, maybe getting a little worn down.
Line's good.
It'll run really good at this time of the game out in the wings with the pebble that's come down a little bit where the most of the slide is for the deliveries.
So a shot like this, once it gets to that 4-foot strip or a little inside it, maybe right about now, it'll start to just grind that foot or so.
Good.
It's always tough at this time of the game to throw those 2 because you ever overthrow it, you never get to that spot.
Because it stays out in the good stuff longer. Yeah,
Yep,
exactly.
it runs
Double
out there.
whammy.
Little light.
We're up.
Probably like frozen. Yeah, just
That's
8.
fine. Room.
Just 8. 8, 9. Frozen,
Oh.
Jamie. 8.
Oh.
Wait for it. Oh, got a curl.
It's getting better.
Down again.
Where are you?
Just 7.
Bumping an inch. Oh, we're not even getting the nose here. Might get the nose.
Just 7.
Curl.
Okay.
Well, we showed you the very nice in off by Jacobs to score the 2. Then they measured, and it was just the 2 for Northern Ontario as they do take a 5-4 lead
Ford,
over
yeah,
Quebec.
just kind of back here. You can play with Neil.
Even if you take that guard, that's fine too, right?
That's fine. Yeah, I like to make the shot.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What kind of
but
weight? Ford or Peel?
Play it tight.
Ford. Okay.
You have to be really careful with the top players, in my opinion. Is they're so sharp. It's like they know how to miss. They've been around long enough. They've watched the other players. They know how to miss, and sometimes you miss the right way too many times, as opposed to making the darn thing.
Everything on the inside. Everything on the inside.
Like that. Oh,
Good shot,
great
Meach.
stone.
Go.
And that was a lot out of him going, no, I want to make this.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, let's not talk about plan B.
I think he recognized that. You miss the right way 20 times, you're not having a good game.
No, you're 50%.
Back line, Brad.
A little bit more.
Still not real big.
Yeah. Whoa. Yes.
Hard up.
Brad
Robbie,
Jorskowski.
go. Go. Just back there. Hard, Rob. Keep going. Keep
Robert
going.
Borden. Oh, did well.
Come on, Rob. Go.
And
go,
one more.
Go.
Whoa, that's good.
Very nice
Good
brush
spot. Real good.
by Robert Borden in his 6th Brier appearance.
Yeah, Brad.
Could run the center and try to pick that one out there.
I'm just wondering, can we make that real bad? Okay, give this a try. The other option's just
we
draw
could
in.
strictly try to pick this far red one out too and not mess with the middle.
What's that?
We could strictly try to run this and pick that one, not even worry about the middle.
Oh, that's giving him this, right?
Well, he's got to make that perfect, and even if that, we still have this.
Let's play this.
We
Let's
still
play
have
this.
this.
Let's just
triple
play
You could open
Let's
it
just
up,
play
yeah. That long center guard isn't a guard, so you don't need to worry about it. It's just over the hog line. But if you play this tight red guard across the top of the red, you can't jam it on that right-hand yellow. You might be able to get rid of that back yellow one that's not helping.
Golden opportunity, in my opinion. If you make the 2 reds go away, that long guard's useless, really.
Opening up with hammer.
Yep. Hard. Come on, buddy. Head down.
Hard. Really got to go. Good.
Very nice. Sean Meacham.
That's a great shot.
Never met a team from Saskatchewan that couldn't hit.
Not a guard. I don't like that.
Were they skipped by
I was looking for a few of them, but
PEI.
yeah, well, good combination.
It is.
You like that?
Should we tier 3?
Line's tight. Line's real tight. Where are you?
3.
Yes.
2.
Whoa.
I think you straight peel that center guard, leave the corner.
Checking in on Alberta and Nova Scotia. Remembering now that Nova Scotia, Jamie Murphy led it 5-2 after 3, Kat.
Well, and he's been in great shape until Brendan Botcherts rose, and Brendan made 2 great shots. They lined up whether the double is here for 3.
Anywhere he goes, 4 foot. This
And not. So that stone at the back edge of the 4. Another steal. And that is now a tie game as Alberta battles back.
I mean, you can rip it, we're in pretty good shape.
If we rip it, I like this way. I don't like messing around with this. Yeah.
passively, but
That's pretty thick.
first shot is just get rid of the guards, right?
Yeah, I'm
open,
good with that.
Straight
open
peel's
4 foot.
fine though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like if we straight peel, what are they doing? They're probably tapping and rolling under.
Yeah. They're still not going to be shot. They're in trouble.
They got a little work to do, plus the 4 foot's open. That's the key, right?
Yeah,
So.
I like that, Pat.
Yeah. Not even.
Two-thirds.
Don't even try hard for that. It's not necessary.
2/3 is fine.
Adam wants to go so bad. He's both shots. He taps the 4 foot, and the team shakes him off. And then Pat comes out and says, "Hey, even if they do play that hit and roll on that top right yellow behind the corner, you will have the full 4."
Good message from Pat Simmons too. It's the idea is to score here.
Mm-hmm.
Clean. Clean.
Good.
Clean.
Shot. Good throw, Callan.
Make that. What do you like?
Yeah, I like that.
This or this?
Yeah.
I like that. Hack.
Hey.
This was
Roll
the
under?
exact situation that Pat talked about. If they do hit and roll under, that 4 foot's still wide open for you.
It's a pretty good hack.
No.
Chris
Clean.
Shilly.
Whoa. Whoa.
Solid hack. Clean.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
It's up a touch.
Brett. Go. Go, 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 go.
Wasn't bad for him.
Hack.
What's that?
Hack.
Yeah. Just enough to push it through, kind of thing.
Yeah, hack's good.
Where did he have for ice?
It was close to here.
Okay.
He threw it close to here.
Just looks like a lot to me. Does that look like a lot?
With hack?
For hack?
Not with hack. You're good with hack.
I thought Chris threw more than hack, so they got to be careful here. They're taking hack ice, but they just watched a shot that was heavier than that.
It's nice.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa. Just
Very
hack.
hot, if anything.
Oh! Meat! Hard meat! Everything you got. Watch the roll. Right there. Sit right there. Sit.
Okay,
Sit.
good.
BC and New Brunswick have blanked the 7th. So Morris looking to win his first.
Yeah, I was just worried
Has the
maybe
lead
that's a
going to
little
8.
max, so
Yeah.
If he ever misses it and you go on top again.
Yeah, but if I'm right here. Pretty
Well,
simple,
yeah, I
right?
know. Well,
Right?
well, everything's simple right now.
Or just the double and roll. Not stealing, but horse, deuce.
If he can see any piece of this, I don't think he's trying that double.
Well, how does he miss it, though?
Well, he can thick it or something. Not his back one. It's not. Nothing's a gimme.
I guess. If he
Well,
nuts it.
Catlin left his stone is so usable,
you can do the
no
same
matter
thing.
what Jamie does here.
What changes we're here and he rips it to that to me.
Well, then
just
you're
making
nosing and making him look at two this way.
Yeah. If I just make the double now, same situation. What do you think he does? Tries the double? I doubt it. Too thin.
Or nose or something. Like that. He'll just be shot.
I'm just saying this is hard and risking it. Or do we just make the double?
Whatever you like.
What's
We're
all
two
I'm
down
saying?
we're two down without Nate, so I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, we're totally sewer.
It's up to
Yeah, I
you.
like the
Whatever.
draw.
What's that?
Let's go for the draw.
Okay.
Think you want to be dead nose on it, though.
Adam Casey having a wonderful game at 93% compared to Jamie Cooey at 77%. You only have to go back to those last 2 shots he made in 7 that led to the force. The player numbers brought to you by Travelers. It's better under the umbrella.
I know you don't like to be hitting when you're down, but I kind of was leaning with Jamie on the double and the roll behind because this is so tough and so many options for Saskatchewan to come off the red one, run the yellow back. This is a tough shot.
They don't know this spot very well, which makes it even tougher. I'm right with you.
8.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Off if it's 8.
It's not 8, just 7.
Oh, no, no. Yep.
Whoa!
Yep, look.
Very nice.
Well, it's nice to see Carrie Galusha here after her terrific run. Best ever performance by her in the territories at the Scotties last week. And here, of course, supporting both brothers.
Surprised, I thought we were...
Ward right in the nose.
Okay. I didn't think he was going to get in there that good.
Is that?
So I didn't think he was going to get in there that good.
Oh, it came up nice for him, actually.
Yeah.
It's really good because it was a guess on the weight and the ice.
Okay.
Ward weight.
Patient call here from the young skip, too. Just try to hit it dead on. They've kicked that red one enough to sit 2 or at least be on top of it.
Weight's nice. Yep, perfect weight. Oh, close. Clean. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Right off.
Yes, board.
Clean. Whoa, whoa. Clean. Yep. Hard. Sit. Good.
And tucks a piece underneath. They are sitting 2, Saskatchewan, with last rock.
Jump there just at the end. That's good.
Nose gets
Nose
hurt.
should be close.
Nose should be close.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it should go with nose.
Really nice shot. Maybe rolled a hair too far because, yes, there's the double, but where does that go? Jamie's got to be really careful here. If he hits that second one thin, it's going right that way.
Have to hit it a little bit center line side.
Just a hair, and then obviously too much center line side, you jam the top one.
Okay.
This is a lot tougher than
Nose or hair low?
a short double should be.
Yes!
Final stone for the skip from Yellowknife. And right out of his hand.
Gotta go to hit it.
Go.
Boy, oh boy, to get it started. And there's that jam you were talking about, too thin.
That wasn't a good throw. Just tried to throw it a little too hard. Now this is interesting, Cheryl. You've got a wide open hit for 3, Vic. But there's risk.
Yeah, sure.
Or you could just draw for your 2.
Yep.
I think it's just easier to keep it in that path than board, right?
He just threw this down here with
Yes,
that weight, so that's the advantage.
As long as you err high side, as long as you hit that left yellow, you still get your 2. You hit it thin enough.
Need to get through the hole.
Almost good.
Okay. Should be able to hold it nice here.
Yeah. I don't think it'll do anything too crazy.
No.
That last one didn't do anything until the end.
Yeah.
Leads by 2, has a chance to break it open.
Clean. Whoa.
Adam Casey.
Right off.
Right off.
Catlin Schneider's calling line. Meacham.
Meacham
Kidby.
bit. Clean. You're good.
Now a
You're
little
good.
bit
Meacham
coming
bit.
through the
Good
hole.
boy.
You got it? Sure do. Very nice. To put 3 on the board here at 8. And they're going to say that's enough. And Saskatchewan will win it and improve their record to 2-1. Make the final 8-3. Adam Casey and Saskatchewan. Little pat in the back from 2-time champion Pat Simmons. They pick up the win and they break it open with that 3 in the 8th. And the difference really is the play of Casey himself. By far the better of the 2 skips on the ice. And they are now 2-1. Cooey is now winless in 2. Game story brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada. So from one side of mile 1, we go to the other side. And this will be the game we'll drop in on. Quebec against Northern Ontario. Quebec coming in with a 0-1 record. Jean-Michel Menard out of Lévis against the former champion Brad Jacobs at 1-1 from Sault Ste. Marie. Kathy.
Well, Quebec is in huge trouble this end. He was lying second shot and threw a big weight hit on his first one, wound up picking out his own
And so that last shot you just saw by Northern Ontario was in fact a draw to life 4.
Might have overcurled Kathy just enough that there's a chance to
It's a little piece.
sliver one in there somehow.
Coin 8 pour la vis. OK. Trois quarts, je pense que c'est bon.
Ouais, trois quarts.
Bien.
Menard, the Brier champion of 2006. He and Jim Ursel back in 1977, the only Quebec teams to ever win a Canadian men's curling championship.
Line's good.
Alex Sylvain, Philippe Menard. And now, has he got this draw down? Can they grab enough of the... Oh, and no. It'll be 2. It is.
2 yellow.
Brilliant weight. Didn't curl.
So Jacobs will pick up the 2 to take a 7-4 lead through 7 as he looks up at the screen and realizes not close enough. Second half updates for you now, and this game has really turned around. We mentioned that Nova Scotia led it at one point 5-2, but then Botcher with singles in 4, 5, and 6. Now it's Murphy.
Well, and he finally has a chance. I'm sure wondering what he has to do to stop the bleeding because they have controlled every end. And this time, Brendan Botcher going deep on his final attempt. And so this is a draw for 2.
He's at his draw weight, hasn't he? We've seen some wonderful draws, and for 2 more, and that will put the Blue Nose out in front again. Right next door on sheet C, yellow is New Brunswick, but oh boy, what a pile of reds around.
Well, and that was the freeze attempt by Mike Kennedy on his final stone. You can see the space in between, and so Jim Cotter just trying to make it go away.
Cotter throwing the 4th stones for the BC champions from Vernon and Kelowna. Skipped by John Morris, and away it goes. They'll put 3 on the board, and it's a snap of the Velcro, and off come the gloves, and the handshakes, and an 8-3 win for BC. They're first, they're 1-2. Kennedy and the team from Fredericton will now sit at 1-1. Sunday afternoon, day 2, Tim Hortons Brier from St. John's, Canadian Men's Curling Championship. That began back in 1927. This the 88th edition. Steal of 2 for Northern Ontario. Gives them a 7-4 lead. And it will be Jean-Michel Menard and the team from Quebec that does have last rock playing the Red Stones.
20 minutes ago, you looked over and you see Brad Gushue down a point to Quebec. He lost this morning to Canada, and you're thinking, ooh, that's 2 in a row. He hasn't done that in 2 years. Lost that many games, and just an incredible double.
No.
And then 6 turned it around.
No.
Well, I thought Quebec was going to save it with Jean-Michel's last draw. It just didn't come up. The weight was perfect.
We were talking about it in the break, were we, that his numbers are low in this game, but he just drew the side of the button and gave up a steal of 2, gets a 0. Tough league.
No, wait. Don't want to disrupt those. Get away. Okay.
I think for a lot of these teams, you know what, in Brad's teams as well, it's only some of their second game for some of these teams, and it is a little straighter ice than they're used to. So just figuring out where to put the broom, what weight is necessary. You hear them all talking about it, and they just bank that for the next game. I don't know who said it best at the Scotties, but all the games leading up to playoff weekend were learning moments for playoffs. As long as you get into the playoffs, you've banked all that information along the way. You've learned all those things about the ice and morning and night draws, and that's for playoff weekend.
Clean it au moins. Yep, boys. Go, 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 go. Come on. Okay.
I know what you're saying.
I think that's the call.
Sure.
Bit of a wry smile there from Jean-Michel Menard. We told you that, you know, their provincial was back on January the 15th, and he says it's just so difficult to find any place to play when all provincials are on and all the top teams are involved. So, as he said, I was playing for some turkeys and some small bonspiels, and then you walk in here.
Yep, hard.
The difference too is where they are in terms of their touring. You know, you get somebody like a Jacobs, and Jacobs is up there around number 4, I believe, on the tour. And then by comparison, there's Quebec down at number 59, and the difference in money won is close to $85,000.
Yeah. Again, similar to our feature game with Saskatchewan and the Northwest Territories, just not enough reps. We know they can do it. We've watched them do it. 2006, they've been so close in a lot of Briers. Fine line. Like they were right there to end last end, really.
You're starting to see the separation, I think, more over the last few years of these top teams that, you know, are full-time curlers, and that's just the prep when they come into these events and how ready they are. And really a lot of the things of how they've managed their lives, and maybe they're not working as much, and that's all those things giving you an advantage when you come into an event.
Clean. Yep. Clean.
Ryan Fry. There's someone else. You know, you talked earlier about Adam Casey going to the Brad Gouju school. Ryan Fry is another one who's graduated, and I think really one of those players you can point to and say has matured tremendously and works so well. The line calling ability is really something special, Cheryl.
Yeah, Ryan, you know, Ryan for a few years, he was a little bit of a hothead out there, and I think he didn't really get the best out of the players around him, and now he's probably the most stable. He's so good for Brad. He's the great go-between between the front end and the back end. I just continually impressed with him as a player and how he's grown.
Nice positioning here.
Rip that. Depends how confident you are, but.
Well, I'm relatively confident, but I just don't know if that's smart.
If we go here, he's free.
We're giving him 2. You peel that.
Which is okay, right? We're up 3. We can't give him 3. Yeah,
Peel that.
Hit it.
Really well done.
There's a perfect example of Ryan.
Yeah.
You know,
Just ripping it, right?
Rip the back.
Yeah. You don't want to stick.
No.
and he's just so calm about it. He's not telling anybody what to do. He's just talking it through.
He didn't throw a skip under the bus too. It's you know, how confident. If you want to throw the raise, there's risk. If you want, you know, if you make the raise is the better call. If you make it, scoreboard says hit this one.
Yep. Clean.
Clean. Clean it.
Shot.
Having a Jacobs-like game, isn't he? 94%.
Pretty incredible numbers. They said, Ryan said this is the most confident they've felt coming into this Brier.
Compare that now to Jean-Michel Menard, who's currently at 59%. Now, as you point out, Russ, just that draw he had to make to catch the pinhole, as difficult as it was, he's not going to score any points.
It's a 0 for that one, and so sometimes the percentages are so deceiving. This talented Northern Ontario team puts so much pressure on you. The degree of difficulty for Jean-Michel has been off the charts. They're hanging in there. They still got a real good shot at a deuce here.
Good weight.
Mine's good. Time's out, les boys. Même place.
Mine's good. Lots of room.
Même place, ça vous autres.
Easy. Jusqu'au pied down. Juste backhand, il va frapper.
Back in the same spot it was.
Non. Non, je pense pas qu'il faut brosser.
Oui.
Je pense pas qu'il faut brosser.
Clean it, clean là.
Pas bien compliqué, elle est belle.
Nose it, eh?
Chop.
What do you throw on, like firm normal or normal?
It's one of the best curling deliveries you'll ever see. So solid, square, rocks right underneath the nose.
Yep.
Bent throwing arm.
Yep.
Hard.
Real hard.
Hard, right.
Right up, Pete. Okay,
Right up.
okay. Well, yep.
Right up. Sit. Okay. Better.
It rolls to the back edge of the 8.
Down. En plus.
Pretty good spot, actually.
Yeah. Ouais, j'ai une track bizarre, non?
Pretty well seen. Well,
Yeah, but it keeps it like it's like
No
makes it
back.
as hard as he can.
Eric, moi, je suis confortable
Doesn't
avec
leave
ça.
him any backing is what they're
C'est gros,
referring to.
maintenant,
Cold
à la
draw.
même vitesse, oui. Ouais, même moi. J'ai 3-4 pouces de balle de plus.
Correct,
ça, même moi. Non, même moi. Un peu moins peut-être. Non.
Give it a little bit
Et
more,
vous
maybe.
La ligne est bonne.
Wow! Pas en
Drawing
ce moment,
for two.
La ligne est
Eric.
bonne, t'as vous autres.
Pas en ce moment, Eric.
Jean-Michel
Ça
Menard.
part d'un
Lève,
train
lève.
ici.
Lève. Ouais, c'est un train, mais que le premier wagon, il tire pas fort.
C'était pas un gros train.
There you go. As it digs in, again, that slide path. We're starting to see the stones grind a little bit. Picks up a deuce, however. Gets to within 1.
En arrière, passe.
And before we go to break, let's update, Kathy, the game between Alberta and Nova Scotia.
Well, you see that guard on the Tim Hortons Cup. Brendan Botcher tried to bury behind it on his first one. He had great weight. It just didn't finish, and it allowed Jamie Murphy to pick it out. And so he's choosing to throw it in the same path for his draw against 2.
Nova Scotia letting a lead slip away, with Botcher stealing in 5 and 6 to tie. Nova Scotia cracked a deuce in 7, and now there's your single in 8. So when we come back, Nova Scotia will lead there by 1. Northern Ontario leads by 1 in our feature. The Major League Soccer season launch continues tonight when the Whitecaps FC play Philadelphia. Kickoff is at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific on TSN 1, 4, and 5. That's the Lighthouse at Fort Amherst. All the lighthouses lead to here at the Mile 1 Center. And our coverage of the Tim Hortons Brier. Quebec with that deuce to close the gap, but it is still Northern Ontario leading in that all-important last rock. The hammer belongs to Northern Ontario as we pick up play here in 9.
Two really nice guards by Quebec to set the. I mean, this is all out steal for them.
Well played 8th end, too. They executed perfectly to score the 2 on Northern Ontario. Northern Ontario electing not to play the ticks. That's what I love about this sport. There's just not one way, is there? You'll have some of the skips say you have to tick when you're 1 up with hammer, and there's others will go around twice.
Mais là, ici, faut que chacun le mille, Martin. Faut que chacun le mille.
Yep! On est là, Jim, on est là.
Yep! Gotta go! Go. Good sweep.
Cross it with the out. Try it.
Even though these are lined up with the weight that EJ can throw here. He can actually get both these and move the thrown rock quite a distance.
Whoa.
The Brush brothers at the front with Ryan and EJ, and then Ryan Fry at third.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta watch.
Not what they wanted, but they'll take it.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Les deux bars sont bons.
Not much.
Okay.
You know, it would seem to me, Russ, you have to be careful if you're at Northern Ontario or Team Canada, playing a team like Quebec, or in, you know, you told us earlier about James Grattan. If Quebec finds their range, suddenly they're as good as anybody else.
Oh, they proved it, absolutely, and they're not afraid to win. They're not afraid of any of these guys.
La ligne est bonne. Yep. La ligne est bonne. Gotta go. Stop it. La ligne est bonne.
Philippe Menard, Martin Crête. Now, the skipper two.
Là, ça va être bon. C'est bon. OK, c'est correct. C'est plus sur ce côté-là?
Non, il y en avait moins.
I think Quebec teams like that are the scariest teams to play because they don't play not to lose. They have no fear.
Right. That's a great point, Cheryl, because they don't play as much, you'd think they'd play a little more conservative. They said, no, we know there's only one way to beat these guys. Apply some pressure. If we lose, we lose.
Right.
Whoa. Yep. Good, H. That's good.
Ooh, really got them all.
But opens up that center. Well, you only have to look at the Scotties. And the round robin win first by Michelle Englot over Rachel Homan. And then the win in the 1-2 page playoff. I think Englot surprised a lot of people in the way she played Rachel Homan. Most people go in a little tentative, a little timid. Well, she just played her stone for stone, shot for shot.
Exactly.
She did. She made Rachel play back at her instead, and they beat him on tour as well. They really were 3-0.
And then forced her, Rachel, to make a couple of brilliant shots.
Over and up. Down. Over and up. Down.
But as you so often say, Russ, if you're going to play that way, you leave yourself open to be embarrassed a bit.
And it happens.
And that's why people don't play it, because they don't want to be embarrassed.
Right. But you want to lose 8-0 or 2-1. It's an L's an L.
Just clean. Whoa! Clean. It's thin. Clean. It's not. It's so thin.
I've always loved the style of play from Jean-Michel. No fear.
Deux. Ouais, deux. La ligne centre.
Toi en premier.
Va embarquer. Deux. Go. Deux. Hardwick. Let's go. Hardwick. Whoa.
C'est rien pour la pilée. On se défora.
Parfait. Shot.
Give it a go. Roll for a corner. Right?
What do you like?
Give it a go. Roll for a corner.
Do you like trying it or just?
Like, where's he gonna? What can he do?
You can try it with the out across the face.
And
you just, what?
Then we have a run back. Freeze the back.
Then we have a
You straight peel. You straight peel.
No, just peel.
Just peel.
Yeah.
You gotta make it freeze first.
Yep.
And the odds.
Yeah, that freeze is so tough.
Please.
This little more, as we've talked about it, Quebec being aggressive and putting a lot of rocks in play. Northern Ontario is not afraid to win 1-0. They're the opposite. We looked in the stats, they give up very few. They don't score as many either, but they give up very few points.
Freeze?
Yeah. Ouais. Mon opinion, c'est qu'il y a comme un quart de seconde.
It's such a good point because it is wet year, and we watched that with Michelle so much at the Scotties too. There's times where she had hammer, the forefoot got congested. You could open it up, and she didn't. And her team was all in board, and it is what they're comfortable with. And same with Jacob's teams; they're comfortable being close the whole entire game.
Well, you heard Brad Jacobs say he has to be perfect with this freeze. Jean-Michel Menard.
It's not an easy one.
Go for the weight.
Philippe. And Eric Sylvain. Martin Crête.
Whoa! Freeze. Whoa! Just the weight.
And how's that? How's that?
Try to cross the fifth there. Whoa! Whoa! Freeze. Whoa! Just the weight.
There's the example of what we've just been talking about. Is not afraid to apply some pressure. Just get it as thin as you possibly can. That's the only way you can get them both out.
That's good ice there.
Risky here, obviously. The jams there. You could probably sit 2 red if he hits it absolutely wrong. This will be flying.
The focus.
Yep. Whoa. Yeah.
Now, a couple of late licks. Bang, bang. Oh, and he's going to get it right off the face. Wow. What a shot. Run back, pick it off the face.
Precision.
Almost saved the back one. Back one. Look at that back yellow. Just barely slides out.
And again, some credit
Attaboy, Brad.
to Ryan Fry and the call on the line. They make a great pair, don't they?
Well, like Rachel and Emma, you know, same thing. It's what a weapon.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
When you think about what he did there, he literally took the end away. I mean, he thought Menard for that moment, he may be in a steal position.
He did. It's so deflating. You make a shot that good, and the skip makes one back just that much better.
Yeah, hands in the pocket.
Yep. Yep. Really gotta go. Hard, right?
Ryan Harnden.
Gotta go. Everything you got.
And he bangs it on the nose.
Sorry, boy.
It's all right.
So we'll pick up the single in 9. We'll lead it going to 10, but the last rock belongs to Quebec.
The 2017 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice. By Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like cashmere. And by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures.
You know, we talked about that advantage that maybe Jamie Murray had. Nova Scotia playing the qualifying event, getting a read on the ice. Look what he does here as he picks up a 4 spot, wins it 11-6 over Alberta. So as we take a look, and again a reminder, we're 3 games in on this Sunday afternoon, but there you see the teams at the top. Nova Scotia, certainly an early surprise. Saskatchewan picks up a win to go above 500. And then down at the bottom, that's got to be a surprise. Brendan Bottcher, the former Canadian World Junior Champion, loses his first 3. And reminding you again, last year, the Brier in Ottawa, 3 losses in a similar kind of field with so much experience, so much top-level experience. 3 losses was all that you could afford. So 1 game remains on the ice Sunday afternoon here at Mile 1 Center. Northern Ontario leads it by a couple, but Quebec and the team from the Etchemin Curling Club in Lévis, skipped by Jean-Michel Menard, do have the last rock playing the Red Stones.
Top 8, top 4. Line's nice. It's all you.
Up to you. Line's great.
Line's real good,
Greatest that
guys.
thin double was from Brad Jacobs. The
Perfect
second one, he
line.
couldn't follow it up with the simple hit and roll out, which is really unusual.
Line's good. Yep, keep it going. Yep, keep it going. Yep.
Hard, 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 hard. Whoa.
Yep.
There's been a lot of deuces this game, so good opportunity for Quebec.
Corner. Okay.
We've had half a dozen, 6 twos put up. The difference really is that steal of 2 by Jacobs in the 7th.
Très positif. C'était pas un. Ça aurait été. Et Martin
That was on that draw attempt by Quebec. He had to hit the pin. And it just wouldn't curl up for him, Jean-Michel.
Absolute perfect weight.
Wait. Hard. C'est beau, Phil. 2 belles. Shot. Okay, good sweep.
Good positioning. They know how important it is against this Jacobs team to get these even and not leave a double peel.
Yep.
Yep. E.J. Harnden.
Clean.
A little bit of pressure on Jacobs here too, because they lost this morning, and to go bang bang 2 in a row here would be not an easy thing to recover from.
Wait.
Field's so strong, and you're picking him to be in the playoffs, so you keep winning games, and then you get a shot at that 1-2 game, which is even better.
Well, and if we were talking, Vic, saying 3 losses, you don't want your back against the wall too early. That's when you start to play tight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a 6-4 win this morning for the defending champions, Team Canada. Kevin Cooey. Tight game. It was really a deuce in the 4th. That was the difference.
Clean.
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 Clean. Aussi, où on joue juste un drap. Et là, on la pousse ici pour peut-être éventuellement aller se faire un...
Drap dans le corner guard, t'aimes pas ça?
Ouais, après ça...
Parce qu'après ça, c'est des guards aussi.
Ouais, après ça, lui enlève ça, on fait quoi?
Garde encore.
Jusqu'à quand?
Puis après ça, on peut décider de rentrer là.
Ou de même.
Ou de même. Right?
Bon, on peut peut-être caler time-out avec Duff. On va faire suite notre setup
Je le
jusqu'à la
ferai,
fin.
moi, je le garderai pour ma prochaine.
OK.
OK. Oui.
Kathy, we're relying on you here, please.
Well, looking at a number of options. One, do you play around the guard now? Do you throw another guard, or do you play the stone that is on the button right now as the freeze? They've elected to go around the corner.
Thought being Russ is what by doing that?
Well, going around the corner, I think, is the safest play at this point in time, because it's not that hard a shot to start with. B, because of the score, Team Northern Ontario is going to peel the guard. And there's your 2 in theory. Fortunately for Quebec, Northern Ontario will have some double opportunities.
Yeah, the fear of throwing the second corner if they're not set perfectly. They double them off, and there goes your deuce opportunity.
Hey, là, pas besoin de grand-chose. Elle est bonne là.
C'est beau, Rick. Good shot.
T-line 8 foot from Eric Sylvain.
Once this rock's gone, the assumption it's being made, then the out-turn freeze is available, which would be an easier way to freeze.
Clean. Yep.
Now, if you decide to freeze, you can come in this way, and you couldn't have done it with that guard, but they knew they're going to peel it. So let's say you get it on that corner. There is no double.
Ben,
on veut juste setup les shots.
Juste jusqu'à la fin. On met-tu un autre garde ou on n'en lance plus, là?
Timeout has been called by Quebec.
Là, après ça, c'est soit on fait le tour en arrière là, mais là, je peux. Après ça, on n'a plus le double là.
Si tu fais le tour en arrière, tu lui donnes probablement le double avec celle-là.
Moi, j'aime bien ça.
Tout de suite?
Ben, moi, ce que j'ai peur
bientôt.
de ça...
Bientôt.
Pierre Charette.
Ouais.
Peut-être qu'il y a rapport aussi.
Ça ou l'autre bord. Avion même.
C'est encore pire, ça, s'il
Encore
frappe
pire.
sur le nez, il faut faire le double.
Ah,
là.
donc c'est mieux de même.
Ouais.
Moi, j'attendrais une shot avant de faire ça.
Il ne faut pas manquer de garde. Parce que dès
Ouais.
qu'il y a voix, tu l'enlèves, on retourne à...
Dès qu'il y a voix, en plus, il roule là,
d'accord,
puis
je suis
là.
d'accord.
Je veux faire ça de 2, mais je suis pas sûr qu'un autre garde, mettons qu'on overcurl un peu à Fudge, il applique, on retourne à faire case 0.
Ouais, mais...
Ben, c'est ça que je pensais.
Talked about playing the guard, the challenge for them. They're concerned that if they play the corner guard, they talked about Fudge. I don't know whether they're feeling it's getting soft or not, but if you play the guard, it over curls, they feel that that's the end of the end.
C'est ça. Puis nous, on la pousse ici, ça va nous faire un endroit pour aller se freezer dessus après.
Il va avoir ça, ça.
Ah, il va toujours avoir une shot.
Ouais, mais là, on va avoir un pocket de créer, right?
Ouais.
It's hard to hear Piet. It looks like he's, if the number 5 stone is the one they're tapping in the 12-foot, talking about playing the tap of that back.
OK. On est tout à l'aise avec ça?
Oui. La seule shot que j'aime pas, c'est back 8 parce que j'ai donné le
double
double avec la
après.
rouge.
Exact.
Oh, exact. OK.
Tapping it back for a wall is great, but in theory, you're not going to make it. It's so hard to make that perfect. Then there's an angle, a half rock, natural double, and then you're in trouble if that tap isn't made perfectly. I love this freeze idea.
It's just one of those situations you need to make this because I'm with you. The tap is tough to not leave him a double or hit the right angle.
Quand même bien, mais...
Bon, là, on a moins joué un peu.
Moi, je dirais...
Faut
Demi, c'est bon. 3 quarts, on va te l'amener brosser.
3 quarts, on va l'amener.
Moi, j'ai du weight.
Martin Crête.
Mine's good, close.
Pour l'instant, c'est up. No, it's good.
Close.
Clean.
Philippe Ménard.
Good way.
Yeah.
Vas-y,
Eric
vas-y.
Sylvain.
Whoa. Whoa. Now.
Oh, chérie. Oh, chérie.
And down on the corner.
Okay, Mark.
Cut.
Stick that.
Pretty nice
right?
shot.
And just roll out.
The natural double's not there, obviously, but the raise could be.
What if we just hit the open one? Timeout.
Yeah, okay, timeout. Timeout. Well, I mean, you hit the open one or whatever, he's probably putting another one in here, making it real tough on us. I think you got to play that right now.
Can you get them all?
I mean,
could.
maybe, but
What can he make if we just rip that?
Like if
red?
if I go if I
Get this.
you could, but if I go this, like I agree, stick it. But if I just get rid of this and say roll out, he goes splits the side. He's got a guaranteed 2. If
What's he have if we just rip
that's
that?
what I'm thinking.
well, okay, so you rip that.
Yeah.
Probably goes here.
I don't. Then
Maybe-
you have it.
Maybe he freezes here.
What's
I don't think he'll
Maybe
freeze there because of that.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, or he's got to, or go around
I
this
think it
way,
makes
or
him
he
See,
can
my
go
first
around
thought
that way.
was just try to run and stick that right there.
I think that's just giving him a deuce.
How? Not if you make this shot.
Well, it's
No.
hard to not kill that 6 and do what you're saying.
Well, you're going to kill the 6. You're
Yeah,
just hoping
so
that
then-
the 5
You want to kill the
rolls
6.
to here.
You
Yeah.
don't think you could get them all?
I think you can, actually.
That's spinning with speed.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you
Right
can
on the
get 'em
D.
all.
You might.
It's
be able
it's hard, but
Oh,
it's
I don't
there.
think it touches that red.
I like this. I like this for sure.
to. He freezes.
I personally like hitting this one.
I think that's the only way you can give him 3, guys. Like, you miss one shot, he puts one here. I don't know, like...
Well, if
Yeah.
if he goes one here, you have the exact same shot. He has to get buried, or else it's a run in for 2. Like you have the double. If he doesn't get fully buried.
I think we're overthinking this. I think you want to just run and try to stick that right in here and get rid of the shooter right out, right?
And then he rolls over here. And then it's a deuce.
Well, it's not a deuce yet. He still might leave us a double at some point.
If you like it, man, I
like that.
I just think we're taking
I
our
think that's
shot.
how we can win the game. Like, that's...
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think
Make it,
that...
try.
You know, we've seen similar situations, Russ, and everybody's
Yeah.
got to buy in. And right now, Ryan Fry isn't buying.
No, and he has to throw it. He's kind of the most important person at this point in time. This shot
Fry,
is
I like
here. If you hit it perfect, this rock, red rock, with the gear effect, will be spinning so hard with the speed Ryan Fry can throw. Ryan Fry had a good point. You could hit the outside red, shrink the scoring area, knowing that Quebec has to come after that shot rock. Then there would be an easier double.
Now they got him. Ryan Harden. Got to run this back. And he runs it right through. And they are sitting 2.
That's impressive. He didn't love the shot, but made it.
Managed to keep the shot rock.
And that was Ryan's biggest issue, is he didn't want to get rid of that.
I agreed with him.
OK. Bump.
Bumper.
Attends.
Ouais, t'as peu.
Le problème, c'est là, c'est si on roule pas parfait, tu lui donnes un double automatique.
Ouais, mais...
Avec elle, il n'y aura pas de double, même sous nose.
Elle, le nœud, il n'est pas désastreux.
Ryan's point was a very good one too, Cheryl. By hitting the left-hand red that was still in play, that drags the plane to the forefoot where Jacobs would have some type of double. If they can hit this one and roll over, the reds are so separated. Northern Ontario might not get another crack at a double.
Good way. Yep.
They're going to have to make a double to have a chance to win this game here.
Right out of the hand of Martin Crete. Now Sylvain joins him. Wow.
Shot.
And they'll roll it away. Sit second and third shot.
I think we hit and rolled
with last rock.
Right?
Good shot.
This is to Ryan's point.
Even just to roll in right into here is good.
Yeah.
You're a little helpless if you're Brad Jacobs here. Yes, you can sit 2, but there's no chance to make a double.
Roll it in there.
Okay. How much weight?
Control.
Okay.
Fry will probably be a little more than control.
You like that ice?
Yeah.
Roll in for second shot and make Quebec deal with 2 stones.
That's where he rolls here. There might be a double and roll behind the corner to have 2 underneath.
Just roll to the edge of 4?
I think so, yeah. Don't roll too far.
Almost normal.
Just sit 2.
Yep.
Down normal.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Yep. Hard. Roll.
That's the worst spot.
Yeah, there you go. Now the natural double's there to roll in behind the corner guard.
Too far. They just needed to touch the edge of 4.
Jeez.
On essaie de roll en plus.
Any more roll.
On dirait que sur le nez, c'est... Il va essayer de slash de même.
Ouais.
Si je fais ça, puis je roule là...
Il va essayer de slash de même.
Ouais.
On n'a pas rien de magique, là.
T'aimes-tu le nez?
It's made
Nez
perfect.
pas méchant.
Ça, il va aller piquer...
And Brad Jacobs is going to have to do that or lose the game.
Parce que, qu'est-ce que t'aimes pas du hit and roll? Tu lui donnes le...
On n'a pas full le temps.
You need some weight though, Cheryl.
Ouais, ça, c'est bon ici sur le nez.
Direct sur le nez.
To make the double, you have to hit it.
And to
S'il essaye le
roll
tin
that far.
double, il gamme. Fait que...
Yeah.
Taking quite a bit of ice. They might be just thinking jam it and roll buried. Take the one out. It's too much ice to play the double roll buried, so I think they're just trying to hit roll buried. Take one out at a time.
Jean-Michel Menard and his first.
Keep. Shot.
Well, ignoring the roll and just playing the nose.
Actually,
Kathy is saying.
Yeah, that works out well, actually, because it's now how do you make the double if you're Jacobs?
Right there. It'll be a firm control. Be a hair more.
Just hit and stay on top and let him make him play the double.
Same as what I just threw. Like that nice solid weight.
Is he not going to angle this back and try to make the double?
I don't think so.
No.
He's got the right ice for it, but I don't think so, Vic.
Okay.
Maybe just hit and roll to Ryan's broom and then force Quebec to make the double for the 2. That was the danger, leaving that side one and going after the middle one.
Same way.
Whoa! Whoa!
Brad Jacobson, his last.
Might not have enough.
And all on its own, and underneath it goes.
Geez, why didn't they play it?
Could have called on that.
A couple licks of the broom.
Abra sends a little buzz around the
It's just absolutely
mile
no way I
one.
was throwing that soft or anything. It's the only way we could give up 3.
Well, you can take less and throw normal then.
Just up and more.
Chance to force the extra.
Yep. Yeah. Whoa, whoa. Easy, easy. Easy. Keen it. Keen it.
And there it is. We're going to go one more. Quebec picks up the deuce. We're tied at 8. When we come back.
The 2017 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada.
I would say we'd be considered a dark horse, and that's okay. It's okay. The bottom line is we've earned the right here. We've got here. We're playing very well. I think everybody out there knows we can beat anybody. They can beat us, and we know that. We can beat any team here. Are we the best team here? No. But can we be? Yes. It never gets old, and folks, it doesn't get old. You know, this is my 17th kick at it. I'm just as giddy going to this one as I was in 1986 for my first one, 31 years ago, and there's no place I'd rather be in early March than on the ice in a Brier championship.
And that will be our feature tonight. We'll see Glenn Howard and the Ontario champions when they play Kevin Cooey and Team Canada, trying to make it 3 straight wins out of the gate. 6:30 Eastern Time on 1, 3, 4, and 5. This is how our camera people see it. This is how you see it at home. In an 8-8 tie, we go to an extra. Northern Ontario with Last Rock playing the Yellowstones.
Back 8, back 12.
Back line.
Now they're going to try the little tick or tap the Quebec Stone into the rings and roll.
Yep, EJ.
This is to your point. You say it all the time. By bringing that first guard that close to the rings, Northern Ontario can tap it into the rings, and now it's legally able to be hit.
Yeah, I like the high one first. Really nice shot.
All right, same spot, Phil. Good shot.
Yeah, moins profond.
It's not such a different shot to look at either. You throw the high one, and it's a different weight you have to throw. It's a different line. It's
A little harder to tick, you mean?
It is, yeah.
We always threw the tight one first because you there wasn't enough curl to come around the hit. But you're right. You have to throw the high one first.
Harder.
Ouais, ça c'est.
Ça commence à coller un petit peu.
Pas énorme, certain.
This is the dangerous one, so they'll tick it again. Or try.
Last weight.
Yep.
EJ, don't jump it. Fry.
Fry. Keep going, Fry. Keep going, Fry.
Hard Fry.
Keep going, Fry.
Hard
Keep
Fry.
going, Fry.
You heard Brad say, EJ, don't jump it. And that was the conversation you and I had with him, that he said he is shocked at how much the brushing can change.
Straighten them out.
Yeah, the path of the stone, or the break point in it.
Guard.
A little bit more careful on the call.
Hein? Juste garder ce garde-là.
OK. OK.
OK.
Brilliant shooting, and they not only opened up the zone for the skipper, but shot rock saver for Northern Ontario if they have to use it.
Elle commence à curler déjà, mais c'est la... Allez-y, elle curle bien, c'est-à-dire. Elle curle bien. Elle curle plus que prévu un peu. Même hauteur que l'autre. Let's go!
Just trying to position this somewhere that the peel could jam. Makes it a little tougher on Northern Ontario.
You can see the wheels turning, can't you? Brad Jacobs thinking about what he may face. He does have last rock, trying to keep that center open.
C'était un bon spot.
If you continue to see the peels being executed properly, I think you'll see Team Quebec go around that corner guard on the Tim Horton Cup. A peel made by Northern Ontario. Quebec then sits 2. You hit and roll out and you win. Jacobs would love to get a crack at that corner guard if he can.
Easy, Phil. Good sweep. Good sweep.
All right, boys. Sweep.
That's why they're staying away from the center guard here. If you put up the center guard, there'd be a red double if Jacobs decide to take it on.
Clean. Yep. Clean. Yep. Clean.
Guard encore.
Oh oui.
Brad Jacobs hasn't thrown a draw in a while.
No, and so for Quebec, they'll just keep making them waste on this guard until the end and then go around, try and sit 2. We saw them talk about the slide path getting a little bit stickier. That always plays into it when you're throwing in the extra end.
That's good out. That's good.
Oh, t'avais raison. Stop.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Whoa. Might be flashing that.
Yikes.
That hit.
That hit.
Where? No.
Oh, just the vapors saved that one.
They do that pretty good, no?
Just a hair back.
Yeah.
They were lucky to
And
stay
then the
shot.
sweeping didn't.
So true.
So I'm not sure who's second. Might be yellow, but would have been close.
Martin correct.
Dépend du père.
La ligne?
La ligne est bonne. Normalement, non. Presque l'autre, même hauteur. Elle ressemble à l'autre.
Non, la gomme.
Elle curve un petit peu plus que l'autre, les gars. Dans le plat, il glisse un peu moins. Yep. Donne pas le double.
On va essayer d'aller se cacher en arrière de cette patente-là après. Là. OK.
Good sweep, boys.
Yeah, very closer second.
Bien entendu.
Ryan Fry.
Wait. Clean. Yep. Whoa. Clean. Clean it. Whoa.
What? I think they just jumped his first one. He might have been a little upward motion, obviously, but they just.
Ça swing, ce bord-là.
Tremendous brushing. They just backed it up a hair.
On a toujours eu le marteau l'autre bout, nous autres.
Ouais, ça cale bien.
Pour moi, ça devrait être correct.
Quand ça lâche la ligne un peu comme vers la bande tout le temps, là.
Ouais.
Go, bud.
Faut pas mettre à cause de la rouge à gauche ou pas vraiment?
Pas vraiment.
Here's
Tant
what
que
we
j'ai le
talked
garde.
about. You just come around this one. Brad Jacobs peels the guard. You draw a second one in. And maybe you've got one here. You might have your second one here. You could put your second one over here if you wanted to. And force Brad Jacobs to a draw probably, which is probably what you want to do in this situation because he hasn't thrown in a while. You talked about it down the center being a fraction slower. This has to be shot rock and it needs to be buried.
They took ice on the edge of the button, actually, on the other side of the tee line.
They did a lot of movement to the wings
So
here.
a lot of swing still here. Take it back as far as they can. Very nice. They'll get it back just behind the tee line edge of the 8. Starting to find his game.
Oh, he's made some incredible draws.
I mean, yeah, you could.
The
put
numbers
one here.
don't reflect it, but he's brought
Probably
it up.
the call.
Yeah.
He threw that.
Well, that one draw
he
we
threw
saw
that good right
he
here. I
gave
like
up the
that.
steal was perfect. Just had to curl another inch.
So they're going after shot rock?
I think they're just going to nestle right up to it, Vic.
Okay.
You could tap it out, no question about it, but this might be a good idea for
more,
Jacobs
Bry.
to throw a complete draw here.
But if you're Menard, you're disappointed at this choice, I guess, Cheryl, aren't you?
Well, yeah, no, I actually think you might get an opportunity here because he hasn't thrown a draw for a while. As long as he doesn't freeze down on it, that takes away your opportunity, but it's kind of nice to have him chasing.
Brad Jacobs and his first.
Got room, just right. Room.
Room.
No, felt there to me. Still room.
It's there.
So the Brush brothers just back right off now. Brian and EJ.
This is on.
Girl.
No.
Die.
And heavy he is, and he'll go to the back and actually slide through.
What did you get there?
82.
That's
Really,
why he
eh?
did it. Terrible shot, but now he's got some information.
And a feel.
Because they didn't lay a lick to it, did they?
No, it was
Catch
just
it.
overthrown from the get-go.
Ce que j'aime pas ici, c'est que j'ai pas de marge de manœuvre.
Non, c'est indécent, t'as raison.
C'est ça qu'ils vont faire.
Well, he said he felt it was all there.
This is on.
Girl.
It was all there and more.
Die.
Which I think that's a good sign, Vic, that at least he felt it. It's not like you kind of stand there and going, well, I felt like I threw the right weight. We'll be able to adjust.
Ah, c'est bien arrêté.
Pas essayer de faire jouer un drap.
Parce qu'il faut pas venir trop creux, sinon il donne le double.
Ouais, sauf que dès que je creux un peu, c'est sûr qu'il frappe. Ouais. Genre ici. Si je m'en vais là, je peux quasiment toucher le coin de 4 pieds. C'est quoi
Pierre
que tu vas faire,
Charette,
je
the
pense?
two-time Brier runner-up when he played with Guy Hemmings.
Ouais, pas dur à frapper.
Ben, la traque est tough, là.
Non. Elle est super facile.
Ça, on vient de répondre à notre
Elle
question.
colle pas pantoute.
Le drap, il est un
Reminder
peu plat.
Sports
En plus,
Center
là,
is
on
coming
crie
right
au
up.
centre, ça colle un peu, ça traque. Moi, j'aime ça, moi.
Let's do this.
Fait que là, on la veut quoi? Genre full.
Ben, comme ça,
Juste
là.
full.
Juste full.
À peine un peu plus.
Ouais, full 8, c'est encore bon, mais pas plus.
Pas plus que full 8.
Ouais, mettons que
L'extérieur touche à la ligne rouge.
touche à la ligne rouge, c'est bon.
OK, allons-y avec
Talking
ça.
about putting it top 8 just so that he can't hit it, so Brad can't hit it
C'est débloquer l'accès,
and be
right?
shot.
Yeah, I think.
Somewhere in there?
Yeah, maybe you can deny. Maybe
Good, bud. Make it
I
good.
understood. I think he wanted just that top edge of the rock is touching the top edge of the 8-foot.
What you want to do, too, is Jacobs just missed. He hasn't thrown many draws. He missed down here. We all know inside out late in the game is like lightning fast. If Jacobs has to throw this shot, for instance, it'll be a little slower. He's just thrown one heavy. He double dips, pulls it back a bit too much. They might not get it there. Don't be deep in this one and give Team Northern Ontario a wide open hit. Shorts the play here.
Line's good.
C'est à vous autres, les gars. Vous savez où ce qui arrête.
Sylvain,
Ça curl? Non,
Philippe
ça curl
Ménard.
pas. Faut que ça curl. Oui, il
Martin
faut.
Kret
Allez, gamin.
calling line. Now they'll swap it over, trying to direct it in some way. They need to get it to the end. They really do. Now Kret as well. Yeah, and they're going to come up light.
Okay.
It's just slower there. It's that simple. There's no comparison between where Brad Jacob just threw or John Michel threw in his first one and that spot.
Do we like this path best, the one we just threw?
Yeah, I think that's the best speed.
I think that's probably the best path, eh?
Yeah.
Less of an adjustment for Brad.
Right there.
Yeah, I like
T-line.
I don't like the
I
intern.
think this is very smart. You
I like
see lots
this.
of teams play to the 4 foot, but
Exactly.
they wouldn't know.
He's got to draw the, if he goes to the middle, he only has to touch the 8 foot. That looks easy, but ask John Michelle how easy it is. It's a different path. This is visibly much tougher, but they know it.
T-line.
Yeah.
2 ways to play this. You can play the same way he just threw with less ice, but they're going to, with this much ice, they're just playing straight draw. Really good speed here.
Exactly.
Full 8. Full 8. In an 8-8 tie.
Same line.
T-line.
And 81% on his draws.
Sweep for T-line. Line's good. T-line only. T-line. Line's good. T-line.
All right, guys.
Gotta go.
Oh boy, here they go. The Brush brothers need him now. EJ, Ryan, full 8. Put it on your backs, boys. Take it all the way down. All the way down, and they have made it for their skipper. As Ryan Harnden holds on to his bicep. It's a 9-8 win for Northern Ontario. And they improve their record now to 2-1, 2 straight losses now for Quebec. Jean-Michel Menard.
In the first one, there's a heavy, so there's no curl. That one's yeah. The curl.
Hard boys! Hard boy!
Two of the very best in the game. But watch. And the clutch right there by Ryan Harnden. And still in some pain. So we have, through the 4 draws now, Manitoba, Team Canada, Nova Scotia, top of the table, undefeated. Then you see the teams at 500. And we still have 3 looking for their first wins. Back with you, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Our featured game will be the defending champions, Kevin Coon, against the Ontario champions, Glenn Howard. Thank you for joining us. It is the Tim Hortons Brier, and we are in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador on Canada's sports leader, TSN. Sports Center is next.